Fear not, Ranger, Barbarian, Rogue, Paladin, and Artificer. I am Dungeon Master, your guide in the realm of Dungeons and Dragons. You, however, may call me Last Hit Point Hero, and we shall be playing our way through the 5th edition adventure module, Curse of Strahd. We dressed up for Halloween. Everyone in character. Appreciate it so much. You all look fantastic. I love it. As for us, peering into the dark of the Svalich woods, what will they find when their feet leave the cobbled path? What new darkness awaits them in Vallaki? First and foremost, no attempt to make the story child appropriate has occurred. While necessary changes to problematic elements have been rewritten, this is still a dark and stormy gothic horror story. This actual play stream contains adult language, descriptions of violence and light gore, scary images. Tonight there will definitely be clowns, and generally speaking, a great deal of darkness. Our players are here to bring the light. Safety tools are in place for the players, but you as a viewer do not have such a luxury, so if you have any sensitivities to the listed topics, please keep a teleportation spell prepped and ready. Barring that readied action, kick back, relax, keep all heads, hands, paws, and claws inside the stream at all times. Slap the follow button to join Strahd's growing horde, and above all else, be good. That's the rule. Be good. Important announcement numero segundo. Starting next session, November the 4th, at our regularly scheduled 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or Eastern Daylight Time. Oh, Eastern Time, just Eastern Time. We will be moving to... I still don't know the difference. I don't either.
Okay, good.
I'm in Indiana, though, so it's fairly new to us. I blame Chicago for that.
Yeah, come on, Chicago.
Couldn't keep time normal.
Hey, let's go.
The important announcement. We are moving to TPK Roleplay.
Woo!
Very excited for the shift. All of us are thrilled to be partnering up with this amazing group of folks and cannot wait to see you there. So again, starting next week, we are going to be found at twitch.tv/TPK Roleplay. The Last Hit Point Hero stream will, of course, be hosting, so if you find your way here instead of there, we will get you there. But that is our wonderful big announcement for the evening. Third, mostly, as everyone is incognito, you may not know these amazing players. So let's change that. Everyone here will say hello, introduce themselves and their character, plug other shows, games they play, projects they're participating in, and who they think is the most evil villain in a show geared toward children. Kids show, kids movies, kids are supposed to watch it. Who got the most evil villain? So, let us begin. I was working in the lab late one night when my eyes beheld an eerie sight, for the monster from their slab began to rise, and suddenly, to my surprise, they were the Nif. They were the NiferNif.
That's me! I don't know what that's a reference to. Again. I need to not pull my hands up on screen because then I just look...
Monster Mash?
I just look really sunburned, apparently. Hi, I am NiferNif. I am playing the, not tiefling, but she thinks she's a tiefling, Fire Genasi Artificer named Bright. And you can't really tell, but these braids are like full of trinkets and stuff, and they look really awesome. And I might like post pictures because they look really cool and I want to show them off because I spend a lot of time on them and they're pretty. And I am also in Not Quite Heroes, which is a actual play podcast for a bunch of different game systems. We're going to be kind of hopping over all sorts of different continents and worlds and game systems. We just started our quest one, which is very, very fun. And every other Disney villain can kind of be like justified and like, oh, they were trying to protect themselves and they like, you know, whatever. But Cruella de Vil just wanted a coat made out of puppies and that's not okay. So she's the worst.
I think that is a solid starting point for the worst villain. From my laboratory in the castle east to the master bedroom where the vampires feast, the ghouls broke out of the slammer and brought with them Noir Enigma's gunhammer.
Yeah! Godhammer! Sorry. Hi, everybody. I'm Noir. I'm playing the Goliath Barbarian Cleric, Uther. You can find me doing all sorts of stuff. Let's see, tomorrow I think I have a day off, which is cool. But on Friday, you can find me on Chromatic Chimera with Bloody Portrait, our Zyhander game. On Saturday, you can find me on Critical Misses for Morning Ritual. Our guest will be Wasa. On Sunday, you can find me on my channel doing Dungeons and Deep Dish. Our guest will be Shadow Raven or Nuance from Fast Times at D&D High. And then you'll find me over on Roll20, Twitch channel for Roll20Con, where I'll be playing with James Introcaso, the creator of Burn Bright, Kelly Butler, the opera geek, Samwise Gamgee, just the sweetest being, and Daniel Kwan. And then we'll wrap. And then we're gonna wrap Sunday. We're gonna wrap Sunday up with Saviors of the Second City, which is the game that I run over on Critical Misses. It's just gonna be a busy Sunday, so come check it out and see what shenanigans I get into, and hopefully I don't make a fool of myself.
That is a bunch of awesomeness. That was a long list of awesomeness. Fantastic. I'm excited. Continuing around. The scene was rocking, all were digging the sounds. Igor on chains, backed by his baying hounds. The coffin bangers were here, I saw, with their vocal lead, Corndogg McGraw.
That's me! Hello everyone, I'm Corndogg McGraw. I'm playing Ficus Fig, the halfling rogue fighter now. And for me, don't have any shows to really push right now, but I am very excited for the move over to TPK. That should be a lot of fun. What you can't see is that I actually have a full look that is like a head-to-toe look, from a really beautiful braid.
That's so
all
pretty!
the way down to like these olive pants that you can't see, bandaged foot that you can't see. It's head to toe. The whole look is ready to go.
We might have to take selfies and share them.
Her boots are right here. Don't worry. Also brought basic girl boots.
Yes, that is
because I didn't choose basic. However,
boot,
they're
everyone.
very wet because it snowed 8 inches here yesterday for fun.
Gosh.
I love it here so much. I don't want to die. But the worst villain for me, or the person I was most scared of growing up, was someone who I think I've already mentioned on stream before, but Agatha Trunchbull scared the crap out of me. She is from Matilda. She is the head mistress there, Miss Trunchbull. Ooh. She's also really easy to dress up as for Halloween at a CrossFit gym. Mm-hmm. So I've done that a few times. It's a good costume. But yes, she's terrifying.
Wonderful. Noir, we forgot your villain. Somehow we always forget Noir's extra question. Noir, this is
it's because I'm always worried that I talk too much.
No, Noir's doing all sorts of awesome stuff, and when he gets to the end of his list, we're like, we can't wait to see it, and then we forget the question.
My favorite villain in a childhood thingamajig is the Swamp of Sorrow because it won.
Can you have negative inspiration? I think I'm going to make negative inspiration a thing.
Yeah, give him disadvantage.
Poor Atreyu.
Oh. No. That just set a mood.
Don't be sad.
But
no,
that was
stop now.
I want you all to know.
That's up there. That's up there with killing Optimus Prime for an entire generation, okay?
I only watched that movie one time because I saw The Swamp of Sorrow and burst into tears at 4 years old. And so my parents were like, we're never going to do that again.
Not that it matters, but yes. The turtle was awesome.
Yes. Oh. I need to watch that movie again now. Anyway, continuing onward, out from his coffin Strahd's voice did ring. Seems he was troubled by just one thing. He opened the lid and shook his fist to see. Oh no, you brought with you 1 in 20 D&D.
Hello everyone. Me behind the mask. That's me, this guy right here. Hey, I'm Gregory. You can also find me at 1 in 20 D&D. And I'm doing, mostly I just care about this. And I'm doing some cool stuff with the Dice Tyrants. But like right now, I'm so focused on tonight, I can barely think about that. I did just drop another video today on my YouTube channel. I did another DM Daily. So, yeah. 1 in 20 D&D on YouTube. That's where you find me. And otherwise, I'm here or I'm playing with the Dice Tyrants. And we are, yeah, that's all I care about right now. Now, here's the thing. With our villains, so when I was a kid, I watched a lot of cartoons. And for me, when the question was first asked, the villain that popped out for me was
Dr. Claw from Inspector Gadget, because I thought that voice was terrifying.
That voice just is one of the fun things that kind of got me to love doing voices. I'm like, how do they do that? It sounds so cool. But at the same time, it was really terrifying. And here's why. You never saw the villain. All you ever saw was this silly cat and a clawed metallic hand. It's like if Colossus went evil or something. And so, yeah, Dr. Claw was the first villain that popped into my head when we asked the question.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And continuing around, last but not least in our introductions, now everything's cool. Strahd's a part of the band, and our monster mash is the hit of the land for you. The living this mash was meant to. When you get to my door, say Robotic Gentleman sent you.
Hello, guys. I am Robotic Gentleman.
Oh, it sounds so good.
Does it? Does it help? The
Sounds
terrible
like a robot.
echo?
I love it.
I don't have any games to push right now, this being my first one online on Twitch. I spend all my time aside from this currently playing Destiny for some reason, because everything is boring until Cyberpunk 2020 comes out. Well, yeah, so Cyberpunk comes out. I would 2077, thank you. I would say
Cyberpunk 2020 is the hellscape we're living in right now.
Hey, that's
Yes,
what I was
Cyberpunk 2020 is just real life.
I would say my pick for a villain, it was really hard because at first I thought Rita Repulsa because it's the first thing that came to mind. But when I thought back, my favorite villain would be Megabyte from Reboot, because that was my jam back in the day. And the Megabyte was also voiced by the most legendary voice actor in the world. And of course, I can't remember his name, but I remember he was in everything back in the day. And if you are too young to know what a Reboot is, go watch it on Yes.
That's a call out to me in particular.
It's not. It's
I'm
not.
not
You
too
probably
young, but I don't remember. I have to go look and see if it jogs my memory.
it
Warning,
was
incoming game. Warning,
Warning,
incoming game.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the show was Canadian. That's the crazy part about it. But
It
do
was.
not watch the Netflix show, because the Netflix show is awful and it's sacrilege. That's all I'm gonna say.
The love for remakes. Most evil villain in a children. I have a special place of hate in my heart for Mother Gothel from Tangled. Just because she just the constant gaslighting of that, and the song that is there just to instill guilt into that poor girl. I find that to be so deeply evil.
Yeah, Mama knows best.
Oh, mother knows best. That's well. That is us. That is us in character. And now, as I can see that the final few words are being put to the page, we have our summary in the Unicorn Journal of Legendary Journal Writing by our NiferNif.
Hello. So, the party camped in the middle of the woods near a creepy windmill last game. Sol and Ficus snuck off in the middle of the night to set fire to the windmill, which was a lair to 2 evil hags. While the arson was successful, the pair also started combat. Everyone else was woken and sent running towards the fight, this time including Uther, and that was very useful. The hags were finally so beaten that they escaped, and returning to camp, the party decided that they would rest and then cut through the woods to get to Vallaki faster, where they would hopefully find more information and a home for the children they rescued out of the windmill. Bright let them all hear a rant and a half, and then they settled back into sleep. Everyone had bad dreams, Leafs were most prominent, and then we settled into sleep as morning came.
And it is with the rise of the weak sun of Barovia that we will return. Your eyes open. The sun is somewhat out. And I believe you are all looking toward the forest, wondering if that's the way to go.
I believe
Anything
we
before we begin?
decided that we would. It's just we needed to get sleep and clear some levels of exhaustion.
Yep.
Are we sure that we want to go through the forest? I'm not exactly familiar with these forests. I mean, I could get us lost, or we might get separated.
Weren't you the one most in favor of going through the woods last game?
No.
Oh. Okay.
And if I was, I'm retconning.
Right here, right now.
Based on the dream. Yeah, actually, it might be the first time that you see that Leaf seems a little unsure of himself.
Normally you are so comfortable in the woods. What's going on?
Yeah, I mean, actually, yes. The forest is where I was raised. It's where I'm most comfortable, but Leaf is like staring off into this ominous woods right next to everyone. There's something so different here. There's just this quiet. It's ominous and strange, and I don't know. It's probably nothing. The shortest is always the best. The shortest way, yes. Sorry.
The shortest is always the best.
Yeah. You're quite right there, Ficus Fig of the Forest. I'm sorry, friends. I had a disturbing... Well, I want to call it a vision, but it was a dream. And that's all it was. It was a dream. I just need to shake it off.
It seems that all of us have been having the bad dreams. You are not alone in this.
Oh.
I don't know if that helps.
As much. Seems like no one's getting restful sleep these days, huh?
Well, we are awake now, so we don't have to think about sleep for a little bit still. So you don't want to go through the woods?
I'm still in favor of cutting down time.
Underneath a cat, there's more cat!
It's hot with a mask on. I'm sorry. I'm fine. We should. Yes, let's do it. Let's go through the forest. Most direct route.
Okay.
This is the most direct route to dropping off the children, right? I don't think that we should be bringing all of these kids with us. I recognize that we may bring one, but I do not think that we should bring all.
We are allowed to have one as a treat.
Only one.
Give Noir a couple days. Give
Just...
Uther a couple days.
What did Solaire say?
Give Uther a couple days. I want to keep these two.
They are my people already. It is going to be good if we bring them back to where they belong.
Exactly. We can't just leave them here.
Well, you want to lead the way?
Normally, I would advise leaving some space between us, but I think in this case, in these woods, we should stay close together. As close as we can, in fact.
Yes.
I can also take up the rear and cover our tracks so that way people don't follow us, or I could leave them as a path to go back out. If we want, like, that graham cracker trail or whatever the metaphor is of things left in the woods, so that way we can find our way back out. I don't know. Either way, I feel like Strahd is always going to know where we are here, as we're always feeling like we're being watched, but we may also want to know how to get back out so we don't go into crazy town once we go in.
I mean, we're carrying the most important thing to this person, so obviously he's always gonna know where we are. And he just looks at he looks at the wannabe Paladin training.
I don't know if he always knows where I am. He knew where I was. He has spies everywhere. There's all sorts of ways to find us. And quite frankly, I've seen the way all of you talk to him. He may not just be looking for me anymore. I can't imagine he'll be happy about that. She gestures toward the smoldering ruins of the windmill.
I can't imagine anybody with any amount of sanity being happy about what occurred.
Well, he's the lord of the land. He got money. If he really wants that old wretched windmill back, he can build it himself. I think our most important thing right now is getting back to town. We got to get these kids somewhere safe, and arguing over the route's not going to help. So why don't we just go through the woods to get there that much faster?
Very well.
As you start to approach the woods, you had already camped right on the edge to get away from the road. As you begin to approach, the horses start to pull. None of them want to go into the woods at all. And Bright is probably pretty certain that there's not going to be a way to get them to go in there. You would just be fighting them the entire time.
Well, this is capital. Interesting. Maybe we shouldn't go through the woods. Can't believe I'm saying that.
Bright would know that the horses are as protected as the Vistani, though, so they could be left behind safely. They'd find their way home eventually.
I mean, but we did promise we'd bring them home. Look,
Well,
if there's going to be so much resistance, then let's just take the long way around and let's just go. We can't just waste time being here.
yes, I agree. Do
Whatever
we
we do, we need to do it together.
Indeed. How much time would it potentially save, though? Just so I understand.
Almost 2 days.
It will take you about an hour to cut through the path in the forest to get to the other side of the road, where Vallaki is just another 2 hours down the way. If you go around, it is a 22-mile trip.
So 2 days, right?
So it would be one more night camping out on the road. So it is either getting to Vallaki before lunch or sometime tomorrow.
We are rested and we are healed. If the horses are going to go back on their own, we may as well just cut through. Or do you really want to spend another night out here?
How many children can fit on one horse?
Probably
Probably all of them.
I mean, you
all three.
You could put all three on a single horse, yeah.
Uther's gonna put the 3 kids on his horse, and when the horse starts to resist, he's going to say, he's just gonna tell it to follow, and he's gonna cast command on his horse.
I mean, that lasts for 1 round, right?
Yeah, I like where this is going. Why don't you start with an animal handling check with advantage?
Okay. Let's see. How do I turn the advantage on? That's the opposite of what I want. I want an advantage. All right, there we go. Yeah. Wow, that's not very good.
Mm.
Unfortunately, just like Niffer had said, you cast command. The horse begins to follow, and then after 6 seconds, it immediately digs its hooves into the dirt again, refusing to follow.
Do I have a feeling that this could work if I, or does it just seem absolutely hopeless? Because he would burn another spell slot if he's like, there's a way.
It could definitely work. It's just not going to work with a 9.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm absolutely.
Yeah.
So when it starts to buckle, he kind of sees he's making sure to keep the kids calm, and he just looks at the horse again. Obey and approach, and he's gonna burn another spell slot.
For the cost of 2 spell slots, I will. Yeah, okay, yeah, he's going with you anyway. So the horse starts to resist, but you send that second spell, and the magic in your words flows over the horse, and it seems to accept that this is what's happening, and it begins to follow.
Well, that's an interesting solution.
You'd better accompany him.
Let's go.
Then I need a survival check from whoever is leading, and I think that since it is both Leaf and Ficus are particularly attuned to the forest, if the 2 of you would each like to make one, you can do that, or one of you 2 can do so with advantage.
I know that Uther would have just started without waiting.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
I think
I was gonna
Ficus
ask the
offered
Martian
to
order.
take up the rear, so probably.
So we'll do one from each because Ficus rolled. So
Yeah,
Sure.
I got ahead of myself.
I'll
Oh,
do
look at
so-
us
so
go.
good. 22, that's good. Oh, Noir got a 22. Oh man, the pressure is on here.
Is there
23,
no
22. I did 23.
Hey, we all
All right.
crushed it.
so
We're so survival-y. That's a word.
Two
So-
23s and a 22. That's epic.
so that we don't have to see dice go poorly, we're going to leave it exactly as that. It goes great.
No more checks.
You begin to enter the woods. And for the 2 of you that have spent a lot of time in the woods, there is a discomfort to the Svalich woods here. There is unusual silence, just the rustling of leaves as you walk through, the occasional sound of maybe maybe the sound of a crow in the distance every once in a while. A few insects, but not many. It's not warm like the forests you know. It's not comfortable. But you are a ranger, you know how to pass through woods of all kinds, and no matter how discomforting it may be, you're still able to make your way through without too much difficulty. It's a short cut straight through, only 2 miles. And since the woods don't slow you down or your party down, you pass the first mile completely uneventfully. And if I could have just a straight D20 from Leaf up at the front, that would be wonderful.
Alrighty. A 6.
A 6. 1 second.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing anymore.
Yeah, I know. Right?
So the trees have been fairly densely packed, the undergrowth obviously unwalked in. You come to a slight open spot just before the edge of the woods, just before you leave, and you notice something particularly unusual. There's something hanging in the trees.
Is it
as
the
you get
clowns that
as
you
you
were
get-
mentioning?
Closer, it appears to be dolls
Oh no!
hanging in the trees.
Mm.
Some
Oh,
are
boy.
completely intact and wearing clothes. Some are just the doll's heads. Some are just doll arms. A few of them are just dripping, this innocuous dripping of some kind.
Mm-mm.
But there's dozens of them. And the closer you get to the road, the more of them there appear to be.
Yep. I'm
If
sorry, guys.
Yeah,
someone would,
my picture's dropped.
I fixed it.
if someone would make a perception check.
Ooh, hang on. Before I volunteer, let me check what my perception is.
Uther
Around
already
16.
made one.
Yeah, I'm not.
Oh,
I'm not perceptive. Oh, why is there a picture? No.
So
Stop.
yeah, there is a
Why
picture.
did you Google that picture? No.
So with
That's
a
why
16,
I'm saying nope.
Irina is walking nearby, and Uther, you glance over and you can't help but notice some kind of similarity between her and the dolls.
Oh, gross.
You don't know if it's the hair or how the hair's done or the clothing. There's something about them that just reminds you of Irina.
Ugh.
She doesn't seem to notice and is just kind of walking along.
He'll look up at the doll, look at Irina. Basically carrying a damn lightning rod. And just keep guiding his horse. Like, I mean, he basically said it at her like almost like an insult, but just doesn't care to clarify.
What? Well, I appreciate you taking me along. The woods break, and you find yourself approaching the road. You know that Vallaki is to your west, and you've saved yourself quite a bit of time. The rest of the trip to Vallaki is just a few more hours on the open road in the early morning hours. If there's nothing that you want to say along the way, we can arrive to Vallaki itself.
I would like to try and start conversations with all of them. I don't need to have them on stream, but it is very much so how do you work best in combat conversation, because of last time when every single one of us was not in our element, and I'm just going to try and battle plan and figure out, okay, if this person is good at this, then they need to be positioned here if we ever get into trouble again. So I just want to learn things about us all. So
Sounds good.
if any of you withhold information from me, that's fine. That's what I would like to know about all of us.
No, Sol likes you. He'll be pretty upfront about how he feels.
Yeah, Ficus will probably explain too much.
Yep.
And be
Yep.
like, this
That's on
is what
brand.
I prefer. Like, I prefer to be up in someone's face, giving them the stab. But, like, I'm also okay with being out in the field and just sniping someone. I am very good at a lot of things, but I prefer to be up close and
Yes.
to
Okay.
really interact with the person I'm with.
Good. Okay. That is good to know.
Sorry, I'm distracted. By the gods, what were those things? I mean, Who would hang dolls in trees?
Who do you think?
They're
I don't
dolls
know.
of-
That's why I'm asking.
They're
The little
dolls
your
of
land has
arena.
strange hobbies.
Did no one else notice?
Sorry, I was talking to Bright. I didn't really pay much attention to them.
He says they were dolls of arena. Did none of you notice?
I just think he's making up another excuse not to like her.
I wouldn't put it past him.
I don't
Past,
need an excuse.
past the Lord of the Land, not Uther.
Well, doesn't Irina supposedly look like someone else? What if it's that
Yes.
other person?
What are you talking about? They look like me?
Did you not see
Not very-
them?
Not very bright, this one.
Tried very hard not to look.
I give you a stink face.
I don't know what to say. In the near distance, you see the walls of Vallaki. 15-foot palisade walls rising above the cobblestone path that you'd been on for, about 2 days now. Outside those walls, there is a collection of hovels. As you get closer, the smells of manure and the sounds of livestock from just over that nearby town wall permeate these ramshackle homes, these tents and lean-tos. Only a few people are out and about, and the occasional hollow sound of a quiet cowbell can be heard from the muddy paths which serve as roads. The road leading up to the town gate is clear of any activity, as a pair of guards with painted faces slowly patrol, pausing anytime they encounter someone. A raven lands on a tent nearby and caws at you before turning to fly away. It
Hello,
swoops
friend.
low down a path to the southwest as the pair of guards take note of your presence and begin walking your way.
Did we not pass the Vistani?
Nope.
Oh,
Were we supposed to?
I thought we were going straight to their camp.
They.
They would be south of town they're southwest of town.
So we need to go through town.
That's one way to get there.
Huh. Interesting. Well, I guess if the road led to this town, we'd probably come to Vallaki. We could probably use supplies on some level. You said their
Also-
face is painted. How is it painted?
As they get close enough to see, this is how their faces are painted.
I don't like that. Nope. Definitely don't like that.
Okay, so we're not going through
Wait,
town.
Oh, there it is.
I like this place.
Clown faces. I see.
To encourage happiness.
They get close enough. Oh, I forgot you could read that. They get close enough that the two take notice, just a few dozen feet away. They pause, put on an exaggerated display of waving their arms to get your attention. They briefly lean toward one another to confer, and the first begins walking towards you, casually
You go.
peeling a potato with a knife in her hand. As she gets closer, she throws the scraps over her shoulder. Her face is painted with white grease paint, lips an exaggerated purple, and red diamonds over each eye. A cowbell at her hip gently bongs as she gets near. And getting right up toward Leaf, who's in the front, she leans towards you and takes a big bite out of the potato, chews and swallows, and with a gesture toward the other guard over her shoulder, he starts jogging your way, deliberately stepping on a potato peel, slipping dramatically, waving his arms in giant circles, and landing on his butt.
Do I know
The two then look
habits
at you
of these
expectantly.
guards? If I've traveled around here, do I know that we have to laugh at them or get a beating?
The merrymakers have never approached the Vistani.
Excellent. I will just watch thinking everything is dumb. This is great.
I think this is funny. How do
I
you not
will
think it's
laugh at this joke because I am here for it.
Well,
Now I wish you couldn't see
Haha.
what the words
That was
said.
interesting.
We've passed your test.
Yeah, I'm just glaring.
The two kind of take note of your reactions. The kids go nuts on the back of the horse, slapping the horse, which bucks a little bit. Not enough to bother him.
Oh no! Whoa.
Leaf chuckles at the reaction of the kids.
The two seem to quietly confer for a moment. And then they walk up to Uther and kind of look toward each other, and the one steps away, and the guy that fell on his butt walks up and gently reaches up toward Uther's ear
Mm.
Don't do it, friend.
and pretends Do you want to try and grab his hand?
There's not in the
Okay.
mood.
No.
I am going to give him a dexterity save, I suppose.
Okay. I'm so sorry, y'all. He's just not in the mood.
Also, this is like me above table. It's like, this is fucking creepy. You need to slap the shit out of it.
Yeah, do it.
But
We
Ficus in
support
game
you.
is like, what's happening?
So he tries to pull his hand back, and when you grab his hand, a copper coin comes like flying out of his fingers and hits him right between the eyes.
I laugh at that.
And he looks at you incredibly not bemused.
I let his hand go.
You wouldn't be one looking to some malicious unhappiness, would you?
I think he lives nothing but malicious unhappiness.
Really?
You're certainly one to talk, machine. I'm looking for a safe place to bring these children.
I don't know if we can let someone in who's as unhappy as you. Oh no, we definitely can't let anyone in that unhappy.
Have you been in
Unhappiness.
Barovia long?
Vallaki is the safe place. We keep it happy, and when it's happy, the one we won't talk about won't come through.
Has anyone told you that forced happiness is not happiness at all?
You seem to be speaking dissent. That is not good.
Is there a representative of your town that's not a complete buffoon?
Hmm.
You don't seem to understand, visitor. We won't let the unhappy in. You're welcome to stay in the doldrums with the rest of the soon to be eaten.
Perhaps it's just that your sense of humor and mine do not align. If I tell you a joke, would you perhaps change your mind?
Ooh, an interesting bargain. If they can show they have some sort of humor, I suppose we can let them in. A joke. Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Two men walked into a bar.
No.
They both say, ouch.
Ficus just starts laughing really hard in the background.
Oh,
Why,
Lord.
Uther, that was bordering on true comedy. You'd make a great street man.
Thank you. So,
The
this just
two
made me entry.
the two release the cats of nine tails that they had their hands on at their hips. And they're like, that was good. I liked that one. I think I'll use that one. You mind if I use that one? Who do we credit that to?
I heard it in a tavern once.
Oh, an anonymous jester, the very best. All right, yes, I suppose you can come in. Come in. Follow us. And they lead you up the road toward the town gates of Vallaki itself.
I just give Solaire a glare and then walk in.
I will move you to.
Part of me
town of
really
Vallaki.
wished that they would make all of us tell jokes because I have the absolute worst one and it takes like 20 minutes to tell and it would be very, very entertaining.
We'll save that for after.
Yeah.
You approach the gates themselves, and they open as two guards within pull a lever and raise the portcullis. It's a hodgepodge portcullis made of boards bound together. It seems strong, but not very strong. As they walk you along the way, like, I suppose you're looking for something in particular? Those kids, are they yours or did you find them?
Yes, they are ours.
No, they're not.
Well, obviously they're not the
for
machines.
Time being, and that is all you need to know. We are their guardians.
Ah. Well, we were going to recommend St. Andrew's as a good place. They are great at taking care of children. As you
Leaf looks to Bright for confirmation if she knows anything about St. Andrews.
Do I know anything about St. Andrews?
make me a history check. See if you know about St. Andrew.
Great.
I'm gonna make one too.
I love it.
I'm okay
You
with
were
that.
born 2 weeks ago.
I'm
I
still
know. I'm the
I'm
religious
still okay
guy.
with him.
Yeah. 24 for
So
Bright.
St. Andrew, I'll start with Solaire. St. Andrew does come to mind for you. St. Andrew, some sort of saint of Lathander from centuries ago, wasn't one that you had a particular interest in and went missing from Faerun a very long time ago. So you don't know anything else about her. You knew that she had a blazing sword, and that's pretty much all that you recall. And then Nifer, you recall the stories of St. Andrew's around the campfire. And St. Andrew's and the beautiful view is how her companion was referred to. She was a fighter, a champion, one who came to Barovia like so many adventurers do, looking to overthrow Strahd and his wickedness. While they were here, they put up a good fight, held a special place in their heart for Vallaki and the children of the land. But in their fight, they fell. The beautiful view went missing. No one knew anything, but St. Andrew's was delivered to Vallaki in pieces. And Lord Strahd gave a warning. So you recall the way the story went is Strahd said, "Be happy, be content. This is your lot. Turn against me again, and I will burn it all."
Ah, yes, the enforced happiness or face my wrath. The whole town temperament is because of this. It is an orphanage of some kind, I think.
Well,
No, wait, that was what you told me, not just now. Never mind.
Nope, that's fine.
Sweet.
I'm fine with you knowing that.
E.
well, then I insist we head there first. Does anyone disagree?
I would like to go to my cousin's family first.
Yes, well, if
And I
it
just
is
kind
an
of motioned to
orphanage,
Arabelle.
perhaps it might be worth investigating.
Arabelle has someone waiting for her. And I think it might be worth seeing if they will take Sebastian and Joey as well.
All right, it makes no matter to me. I just wish to see them safe.
I think the Vistani is the safest place here.
Very well. So,
All right.
the temple.
I'll relent.
So the merrymakers kind of look to you and go, well, where would you like to go?
You know our address?
Address? For who?
What is the quickest way through town? Do we stay on this main road?
Yes, this will take you right out the west gate.
Are the Vistani there?
The Vistani.
I can't pronounce anything in this map.
No, they... We don't allow them in town. It's best that they stay out. They don't like coming in anyway.
That
Are
is
they
of no
outside the gates
concern
right
to
now?
us. We just wish to find their encampment.
To the southwest, just go through the gate and pick a path. Any path going south will get you there eventually. You'll know you're at the gate. You'll pass by the orphanage itself after you go through the center of town. Keep walking. You'll see it.
Leaf starts off. Perhaps it's best if we do stop by the orphanage, seeing as how it's on our way.
No point in double backing.
Let's give the children a chance to rest and eat.
I could
could use
point
that
you to the
myself.
inn.
What better place than an orphanage where they'll rest and eat?
I think
They
he
belong with their
means,
family.
Take a rest and eat. At the same time. Like a lunch break, Solaire.
Oh, there's the Blue Water Inn. We've got a job to do. You guys figure it out. And the two turn to go back out the gates.
I'm
To
sorry,
go back to
were
the
you
doldrum.
still talking to us?
Careful with the sarcasm. As they leave the gates and leave you at the front gates.
I guess they
Of
don't
Vallaki.
appreciate that form of humor. Shall we then?
Blue Water Inn. Get the children food. We'll get the horse fed as well and rested up, and then we'll continue our journey to find the Vistani, who are the only ones that I trust enough to leave the children with.
Mm-hmm.
Very well. Let's go.
I will hear nothing further. And he just walks.
As you guys start walking down the road, you notice there are a number of posters put up against the sides of buildings. Posters that say innocuous things like "smile" or
Yuck.
"It's another beautiful day," or just all sorts of just painful propaganda. And every once in a while, you'll see streamers that look old and weathered hanging crooked, almost like someone had a celebration of some kind and forgot to clean up afterwards.
I really hope that one of them, instead of saying smile, says you should smile more, just so that I feel vindicated in how much I hate them.
Oh, there's definitely one that says smile more.
Okay, cool.
There's
I hate
definitely
them.
ones. There's definitely ones that say you're prettier when you smile. I mean, there are
it is.
hundreds.
We're
Is there
burning
one-
this town.
Is there one that says talk less, smile,
Smile more.
Almost. It says complain less, smile more.
It tracks.
Close. So very close. But those are just, they're plastered all over. There are the remains of festival somethings. Every once in a while, you'll see someone come by with a cart full of straw or twigs that they seem to be taking somewhere. And very unusual is as you get toward the center of town,
I have
there
a
are...
question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is there ever an opportunity when we are not watched by these creepy smilers?
There are quite a few of these guards walking around the town in pairs. It is more patrolled than you would expect from a town, but if you are feeling
Particularly arsonist.
it's a choice that Bright can make if Bright would like to.
Can I look around and see if there's a time when I can just hold up my little fire finger next to a pamphlet and then walk away?
You can make a stealth check.
Because I hate this place.
It's a strange place.
It's a strange place and I don't like it. Here goes. Well, it's a 12.
Well, roll me a d6.
Oh,
Let's
look at
get
that.
arrested.
Advantage from Steve.
Woo!
I won now?
Oh, for the arson. So roll
Thank
that
you,
stealth with
Steve.
advantage.
Thank you.
I was just about to ask if my 16 perception catches that.
Yeah, I would want to
Uh,
do a perception check before I did stealth anyways.
Okay.
Because
Wh-
I
what's your
want to
perce-
like look around first.
What's your
Perception is the
perception mod?
same mod. So it'd be a 14 perception.
A 14. You look around and there's enough guards around that you can't seem to see some with or make it down the street without seeing them somewhere.
Okay, if I can't see an opening, then I won't go for arson. But I will a little bit light my finger on fire and just like look at it and then put it away. Because
Okay.
I am
Think
sad.
about it
And I hate
firmly.
this town.
If it's a 14, I notice.
It's like
Uther and
it's like the like clenched fist meme, except with fire on it.
Yeah, it's the Arthur meme.
It is the Arthur meme. Just like
Yeah, I think most of us noticed, or at least I know for sure. Leaf.
I think almost everyone would have noticed.
great, I'm not subtle. Thanks, guys.
So as you pass through the center of town,
Although my sentiments are leaning in that direction, Bright. Maybe we don't want to pick a fight with the entire town guard.
Well, I don't want to leave the children in this mess for sure.
I agree. We do need to search for information, and I'm feeling like perhaps the temple might be a good place, but I don't feel good about leaving the children there. The Vistani.
What you mean is you don't feel good about leaving Uther in the temple.
I mean,
Just
It was
That
one
was out of
time.
character.
It was one time.
Uther's gonna actually.
hey, I didn't say
got-
anything. That was out of character.
Okay, I was
You
about
heard
to
the
be like-
American accent.
fair.
Fair.
as you near this crossroads in the middle of town, you find a couple wolves' heads on pikes
Ugh.
that are slowly rotting away, and a giant banner that's above them that says, "Come one, come all to the greatest celebration of the year, the Wolf's Head Jamboree. Attendants and children required. Pikes will be provided. Smile."
Children required?
Yeah.
Why are there
Uther's
so
just gonna
many
keep it.
wolves here?
I don't know, but do you think that Solaire and Merlin are safe? Because they are metal robot wolf-headed things?
Good point. I hadn't considered.
Sure, they'll
Maybe-
find out eventually.
Maybe
You look
people
around.
will think they're like for the celebration. They're like mascots or something.
I'm just gonna say, while you guys are sitting here hating this entire trip, Soul's taking it in. It's actually like, this is not so bad. This is way better than the other town. Like, everyone's happy. Like,
Everyone is mandatorily happy.
I don't know the
It
difference.
doesn't count. That's fair.
I just see happy mortals.
How much longer tours to Blue Water Inn?
So you look ahead and just past the town square, there is a large building on the right that says Blue Water Inn on a sign. Across from it is another building of note It has a rocking horse as a sign that has a bee engraved in the middle of it.
Hooray.
So the Blue Water Inn is on your right.
Uther's gonna take Lancelot out of his back pouch and just let him start to scamper around a bit. And then,
He does that downward dog so perfectly that dogs do when they're allowed to stretch a little bit.
Yep.
Merlin does the same.
Merlin's a knight right now.
That is true. I mean, Uther's just gonna pat the horse and go to the kids. There'll be food and drink soon.
That sounds good. That sounds really good. I will take you to the Blue Water Inn.
Hooray.
The Blue Water Inn, let me put you on the correct floor. Give you some tokens.
Oh, I like that they're floors. That means there might be combat.
Yeah, I don't.
Potential for violence.
I mean, I'm always down for violence. It's just that I got the
It's true.
kids with me.
I got you, okay? Relax.
Mm.
Most of my skills are utility, and most of them have been turned into babysitting. It's fine.
Uther is in a weird spot with the wait.
I know.
Wait, what? I'm trying to remember during the mansion fire thing. Oh my god, I forgot I was in makeup and I just cut myself on camera.
Can't see anything on the map yet. I'm not sure if that's.
Oh, sorry about that.
Okay, yeah, you know what? Nif was not Nif. Wow, I'm very tired.
Yeah.
Bright was also asleep during that witch fight. Never mind, he's not mad at her.
Yeah.
All right, that should have fixed it.
Ooh,
Yep,
I
we
can see everything now.
Yep, I'm fine with seeing
Oh.
everything.
Oh, guess what? There's a horse in the stables. We have to befriend it.
That might be our horse.
Oh, that's true. Never mind. I don't care.
Oh, I just lost it.
The only animals that are exciting are my cool metal dog and then potential pets. Any real pets are like, nah, the novelty's worn off.
Uther's starting to
Grace.
grow fond of this horse.
I can't
Great.
move.
Name it.
Gray smoke comes from a chimney of this large two-story wooden building with a stone foundation and sagging tile roof, upon which several ravens are perched. A painted wooden sign hanging above the main entrance depicts a blue waterfall.
Well, Sol is just going to walk right on in because he's enjoying this place, and he is going to jovially ask the barkeep for a couple kids' meals and a couple adult meals for his mortal friends. I'll take it in the ceiling. I'd move, but I can't.
That's weird. What layer did I put you on?
I can also not move.
Big same.
I think I put you up.
Oh, nope.
So-
Now we're all moved.
Ooh.
Shit
You
the
all
board, man.
on. I put you on the background layer. My bad. Token layer. There. Now you can move.
Am I healed from last night?
Yeah, we
Yes,
all
Yeah.
you are all healed. The only person down is Noir or Uther's down 2 spell slots.
All right. I'm gonna make a quick perception change and wonder why everybody looks the same.
Is there actually a well in the front yard?
Yes, there is a well in the very front.
Is there like a bucket or ladle or something along those lines?
It has a bucket on a rope sitting next to it. It seems like it's a please don't drop the bucket type situation. It's
And-
tied to a rock on the ground.
Are there actually individuals outside right now?
There is no one outside. Everyone's inside.
Okay, we see like lots of people. That's why I'm asking. People that should
I would just-
possibly be on the.
Nope, all those people are people.
So,
So
there
it is-
Are
kids
they?
outside.
It is a very packed common room.
Because I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people outside of, like, it looks like they're underneath the overhang of the second floor.
I am.
I
confused.
do not see that, Gregory.
Me neither.
I'm looking at the map on the stream.
feet?
Yes, those are all
Okay,
people.
I mean, the stream
Yeah.
looks good. My other map okay. I don't know. Whatever. That's fine.
Okay.
They're not there. I can accept that. For some reason, everyone is offset from my map, which doesn't make any
Weird.
sense. Yeah, it's some weird.
Shift the board for a second.
I'm sure it's just roll 20 or something. So
Roll 20
anyway,
being roll 20.
Leaf will then poke his head inside, and just whoever is like nearest to him, or if someone looks like a server or something like this, he's just gonna call to them. He's like, "The well outside, is the water potable?"
Yes, you can drink it, or you can have something inside.
I wish
Don't
to
have to.
fill my canteen, my water skin.
That's fine. I'm busy. You, sir. She turns back to Sol, who had walked up to her. My name is Danica. Thank you so much for coming to the Blue Water Inn. How can we help you?
I need 5 kids meals and another 4 for the adults, and I guess
Toby
20
is too
Canadian.
little for a kid's meal. He needs a baby meal.
4 kids meals.
We
and
only have 3
4
other children.
meals. I'm
Are we counting?
not.
I will
assume
take
that
one of
kids-
each meal.
I am very busy right now. If you could just figure out what you want. Give me a second, Jeffrey. I'll be over there. There's a guy over by the stairs.
Food for 8
I
and a
need
table is
more.
what he's trying to say.
Seat yourselves. I'll bring food. Give me a minute. Wine or ale?
Yes.
Ale and a week's worth of travel for 4.
And water, please. Thank you.
And milk for Tobias.
That's
No, everyone's drinking ale.
She's like pointing.
Stop that.
Now, I do want to recommend, we only have a little bit left, so if you want any of the purple grape mash number 3, then you should get that quick, because this is our last barrel.
Oh, really? Good?
All right, just go sit down.
Why is
give
the
me a minute.
robot the one ordering food? I just had
don't
that
know.
thought. Okay. That's, again, out of character.
That could have been said in character. I think we were all wondering it.
Okay, that's it. Why is the robot someone ordering food?
You guys are moving too slow.
You-
And I
Perhaps
thought that'd be
we need to get
helpful.
organized. Thank you for help. Let's sit down.
You guys find a seat. It takes a little bit. Food comes out. Danica comes around and has just a tray in each hand, sets it down. Says, so I have just a moment. What brings you to Vallaki? You're definitely not from here.
We're not going to be doing that.
We are passing through on an errand. I have a potential question. If I were to give you an amount of gold, would you be able to exchange me pieces of silver?
Yeah, we usually deal in silver. I'm happy to make change, sure.
Excellent. Thank you. I will come see you about that soon. I have to confer with my associates first about
Yeah.
how much we need.
Is it going
And by
to be
that
a
I mean,
lot?
hey God, if I wanted to silver Rob's or Soul's weapon, how much silver am I gonna need? I'm starting to prep.
It's 100 gold pieces per.
It's 100 gold pieces per, so that's 1,000 silver pieces.
And I think it is
I'll start
actually
collecting.
The same for like 20 arrows, like a quiver of arrows is functional. I think I'll double check that, but I think that's what the way it is.
Thank you.
Yeah. Bright would know that, so you
Cool.
need.
So
you
instead,
need
I will just say as much as you can spare. I mean, we are collecting silver for a project of some kind. That is all.
like more than 50.
as much as you can spare. I do not wish to harm your business, so
Let me get Erwin. I'll see what we can spare.
thank you.
Enjoy the food. And she goes back into a back room over this direction.
Well, also, I just checked my inventory. I only have 40 gold, so
10
leave that.
pieces of ammunition.
yuck.
Yeah.
Rob, I'm gonna do a lot of trading for you. I want you to know.
How
Hey,
do you
that's what
have
we
this
give you all
much
the gold
gold?
for.
I have no money.
Cause she carried it apparently. She took our gold from the last trip. That's why.
I did not. I just
Party
found money in a house and never told any of you. It's fine.
After a few minutes,
Look, to be fair, I'm holding gold for children. Okay, the children are dead, so I get to do what I want.
You mean the kids I took care of?
Yes,
Mhm.
and now they are taking care of you with their inheritance.
You mean the child that I'm raising?
No,
No. Mm-mm.
in the middle of this,
this was out of character.
a heavyset fell. Not everything can be out of character. A heavier set fellow comes out, very nicely dressed. He has a motif of ravens across his vest. His beard is large and bushy. It's black and streaked and white. And he makes his way up to the table and leans over the top. Like, Danica said that you had a special request.
Yes, I was hoping to perhaps exchange some gold pieces for some silver pieces just because I need some material for a project I'm working on. Is that something that we could arrange?
I suppose we can do a few. Let me get in the vault. How much are you looking to exchange? What have you collected?
I don't wish to harm your business any, so if you need to keep some just to make change, that is fine. But I have 40 gold that I would convert.
I can. What are you doing with all this silver?
It's just a project. I need certain materials to help in my friends, and I motion to the fact that I have a metal dog that is mostly silver-ish armor, iron probably. And then Solaire.
Oh, I understand. You're adventurers, aren't you?
I am a tinkerer.
No, not at all.
No, we don't see groups like you very often, and when we do, they usually don't last very long.
We're not adventurers. We're nannies. And he waves his hands at the show.
It's true. Technically, we do have a child-sized version of each one of us, so...
We have a small daycare.
We are trying to return my cousins to the family, and I motion to the little Vistani.
The Vistani nearby are they are quite the group.
Yes, have they been around long?
Oh, they've been camped there with the Dusk Elves for as long as we can remember.
Perfect. Thank you.
Rather unpleasant group on occasion.
Well, they are my cousins, not my siblings, so I cannot take responsibility for them.
I can appreciate it. Family can be family, you know. Slaps Leaf on the back for some reason.
Insight check, no.
Right. Family.
I actually was gonna see if I could look around the room and see if anybody else is paying us particular attention.
You look around. Most people seem to be ignoring you completely, just drinking, going about their day. There are two figures over by the stairs over here that seem to be glancing your way multiple times over the tops of their cups.
Can I just get a bead on weaponry and that kind of deal?
You certainly can. One has a longbow leaning against the stairs next to him that's as tall as he is, with a quiver of arrows over his shoulder. The other has a short bow over his side, and both of them have hand axes on their hips.
So
Yeah,
it's
kind
it's
of,
just Leaf. Yeah.
So Leaf, before he came in, he took a moment to fill his water skin. After asking, he stepped right back outside. He also took some time to like wash his paws, some of the dirt in his fur. Not in the well, but he like took the bucket out of the well and whatever, and filled any kind of container he could find and did that real quick. He's at some point he's gonna ask if there are more skins available, or perhaps a small cask that they could purchase.
Oh, we have plenty of empty casks. Tell you what,
A
there's
small one suitable for the road.
yeah, that's fine. We keep the good stuff in smaller casks, and it's been gone for days now.
Really? Is that typical?
Well-
Most inns keep their libations well provisioned.
Our shipment is long overdue. Not too sure why, and quite frankly can't spare the time to head out to the vineyard to figure it out myself.
Interesting.
Man,
is
too bad we
this-
don't have a raging alcoholic in the party that would be interested in this plot hook.
Where is this vineyard?
Few miles west of here. My family runs it.
Oh,
Oh, family.
what is the family name, friend?
Martikov.
And did we
My,
get his first name?
Erwin.
Well met, Erwin Martikov. I am Leaf in the sunlight of summer. We are not currently heading west, but if we do, we'll look out for this delivery. I thank you for the casks. How much do we owe you? The cask. Singular.
Well, seeing that you're wanting to collect silver, I certainly can't charge you a silver for it. That would be that would be counterproductive, wouldn't it? Tell you what, you're if I might be so bold, I've spent a lot of time in Barovia on the road, and are you well equipped for the dangers?
Possibly.
You've made it this far.
We've survived long enough, I suppose.
If you have any trouble, just let me know. I'll point you in the right direction.
As a matter of
look-
fact, and he jingles the quiver on his hip. He says, "I am a little low. Is there perhaps a Fletcher or a armorer, armorsmith, weaponsmith, something of the like in town?"
The Dusk Elves are great with arrows. They stay at the Vistani camp. Solaire here in town, he has some ranged weapons as well. He might be a place to stop. He's one of the few Dusk Elves that has decided to remain amongst the happy people of Vallaki.
Are you happy yourself?
Of course!
I
Why
would like
wouldn't
to
I be?
insight how forced that is.
Insight away.
Okay. I just want to know if we need to put him out of his misery. Whoop whoop. 23.
Oh, it was definitely a rehearsed answer.
Hey. I don't know how to respond to that. I don't know why I needed to know.
Well, I'll tell you what. You finish your meal, enjoy your meal, go about your business, and if you happen to stumble across the old crow out at the Wizard of Wines, tell him he's late.
It's Old Crow.
Yes. Davian, my father. I swear he's got something against this town.
What could he possibly
Imagine
hate
why.
about this place?
It's a wonderful place, and friend, I know you're visiting. I suggest that be your feelings as well.
GM, what was the last name again?
Mardukov. Let me copy and paste.
Yeah, I'm not spelling that.
It's okay. I got notes.
Um,
Nailed
the
it.
two
Our
that I
amazing
scoped.
GM discovered an incredible new way to take notes for the group, and I am going to do that. Boom. Loot Boot
the
is now our group log.
oh, nice. The two that I scoped, they haven't made any kind of threatening actions, have they? Like, yeah, at this point, I think Uther's being very obvious that he's like just checking them out, like just making sure that they don't start no shit.
So, being someone that in your tribe, the butting of heads, making sure that if somebody's going to cause trouble, you're ready to cause it right back. You get the feeling that you and they are doing the exact same thing right now. They are scoping you out to be sure that you're not about to start some shit.
Okay. Then then at one point when they glance, there might even be a. That's about it.
A silent toast back with a cup and leave. Right as you finish up your meal, a young man, probably in his early 20s, goes up to the bar and slaps it. Obviously, he is already wasted. It's probably 11 in the morning at the moment. He slaps the table and says, "Danica, darling, bring me the 3-coin cup, my dear." And he puts 3 silver pieces on the bar. Danica's like, "What? I'm so very sorry, Nikolai, but we are out." What? You drank it all. You drank the last of it. No, I insist. I'm sorry. We have the cheaper stuff. Fine, whatever. He peels the silver back and puts 3 coppers out instead. There's not much of this left. Take it a little bit easy, Nikolai. A little easier. I can handle myself. He turns and makes his way over to a corner. Anything besides lunch?
I don't think we ever worked out how we need to pay them.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Erwin comes back with a sack full of silver and says, I got all the silver that I could. How much were you looking to?"
I have 40 gold for you, and I possibly have some items that could be of some use if you would like some.
He starts looking through the bag. It looks like I have about 260. Yeah, it was 265. He checks a note that he had in his pocket and puts that back.
Sweet. I guess I just take the 265 silver then. And
Wouldn't it be
260?
26? Yeah, 260. 26
so 26
gold.
gold.
Yeah.
So I have 14 gold left and 26. Nope.
And then just
260 silver.
how about 27 and we'll call the bill even.
That is very kind of you.
I have a feeling you might need some kindness. You don't smile enough. As he looks toward Uther.
Bitch.
While we were eating, they brought out plates for everyone, and
Yes.
Ficus was sitting next to Solaire, eyeing his plates and looking at Solaire, and then eyeing his plate again.
I do this. No, I'm just playing. You can have it.
I think for a brief moment she goes, and then you put it back down. She's like, and now she's just happy as a clam.
It seems
Amazing.
Solaire has the best sense of humor among us.
Yeah, this place just does something to me.
Well, let's tend to these children and then Perhaps we can ask some questions at the temple.
Yes.
You guys leave the Blue Water Inn behind. Continue down the main road through the center of Vallaki. As you get close to the western gate, you do pass what looks on the outside very much like the temple in Barovia on the front. But the back has been built up into this large and sprawling building with two wings on either side. Outside of the main entrance, there is a open gate and a beautiful garden of roses. The contrast between the long-thorned flowers and all else you've witnessed in Barovia is stark. Nearest the gate, the flowers are withered and dead. But as you look toward the entrance to the temple doors, the more lovely the flowers become.
Interesting. Solaire, what do you make of that?
Oh, that's not what I'm talking about. Do I need to roll a religion or insight if I understand anything from it?
You can make a religion check, that's fine.
In my experience, when
Might I also make a religion check?
I'm okay with it. Especially as death is on the line.
Sorry,
in my
My
experience,
goodness.
yo,
You've been on rolling me all night, man.
Soul, you would know that roses have they don't have like a strong tie to Lathander. There's nothing overly special about a rose, so it must be something either local, or maybe it's something that the local abbess or abbot or a priest at the temple prefers. So you're kind of stumped as to why there'd be roses here. Uther, you take note not of the flowers themselves, but of the progression of death as it gets further away from the temple doors. And you take a closer look and you can see that there's this subtle light that fills the garden, even though the sky is overcast. But it dims the further from the temple it gets. You sense that there's definitely a consecration of some kind that this temple enjoys, that as you look at the flowers, they seem freshly dead. So it's probably a recent loss of its strength.
Uther just goes,
you got super quiet, Noir.
no, I coughed and then I stopped talking.
Sorry.
Uther just says, this is a sacred place, a powerful place, one that seems to try and honor life and death the way it should be.
In my experience, some of the most sacred places in the forest where I was raised were also the most verdant and vibrant. I see that here. I see evidence of that here. Perhaps.
What do we want from this place, and is it worth continuing to drag the children along? Should we not immediately make our way towards the Vistani?
Yes, absolutely. We can return here after they are safe.
I agree.
I was just pointing it out for conversation's sake. I think that...
Sorry, he's a dick.
No, that's fine. I think that once these children have found a good home, we need to educate ourselves. We need to understand the lore, the history of this land, and there are 3 items. If Mother Ava is to be believed. We must find these 3 items if we are to be free of this place. The 3 ladies, or the ladies 3. They have to return to the land. This riddle is rolling in my mind. Anyway, let us find the Vistani, shall we?
Lead the way.
I think Leaf has a pretty good sense of like north, south, east, west direction, so he probably would be easily able to find the southwest, and we can all find the gates.
Yeah.
You make your way through the gates, find a path that immediately goes south back towards the woods. Bright, you recognize these paths much more than the ones within the city itself. Usually when the caravans would move, they would just go around Vallaki, as it's usually not worth the trouble of going into it itself. Make your way around and find yourselves, after a short walk, really not too far, it's about a half mile to the southwest into the woods themselves, at the base of a hill. I think I have a picture of it.
Mm.
Nope, just the map.
Okay. Huh?
Maps are good.
Huh. Maps can be good. Let's not,
Hey,
let's
just
not
so
say
it's
they always are.
Fair.
Just so it's officially stated, Uther picks up Lancelot after having fed Lancelot and lets the kids play with him on the horse.
Yeah. It's best.
I don't want
They
nobody in the chat being like, Lancelot's gone forever. No, none of that shit.
Look, we have object permanence. We know the dog is still here when we don't talk about him.
Exactly.
That is right.
The dog is there
Plot
when
armor.
the dog needs
The
to
dog
be
is not
there.
a dog currently.
No, there's a real dog and then there's a metal dog who's not a dog, but will always be called a metal
Yeah,
dog.
Forgive me,
this
yeah,
is the
forgive me,
living
yes.
one.
Lancelot, the live
Lancelot and
dog
Merlin.
was passed to the children. Got it.
Merlin, aka Baby Soul.
Yes.
Okay, can I just say, I've been thinking about, since he said the flyer said children are required, that each of us have a mini-me if we consider that there are 4, like, humanish children and then 1 small robot that can be Soul's child.
Love it.
And it just makes me happy.
That's
all.
that is certainly currently the case. Ha.
I feel like my human child is much bigger than me.
I don't know, maybe Joey is small.
Under 2'11".
So,
I lost
Anyways.
there it is. Okay.
we approached the Vistani.
As you start approaching the hill, so this hill is quite high. You see a large, colorful tent at the top of the hill. There are voices. There's laughing that carries all the way down to here. There are a row of a ring of wagons circling the tent that look very familiar to Bright and all of you now who've been at a Vistani camp, along with a little bit of an unusual addition. There are houses at the ground floor, or at the base of the hill, ringing the hill. Not particularly nice houses. Just simple, they seem to be single room dwellings. And a grim gray-cloaked figure stands in front of each of them. Face, body completely covered except for just a little bit of the eyes sticking
I
out.
don't like that.
Once I find it, we can have Vistani music.
Oh, yay.
What? We've got to massacre all the Vistani?
Don't you dare. That's my family.
Oh no, here I go killing again.
I will murder you. I will hold Tobias hostage and murder you if you kill the Vistani. Happy Halloween, it's PvP.
Hey! Yay! There we go. The woods part, they reveal this. There's smoke pouring out the top. Even at the distance, you can smell the odors of wine and horses that emanate from the central area.
Smoke pouring out the top like in a chimney way or like an arson way?
Chimney way, not an arson
Okay.
way.
Thank you. yet.
Oh, the picture's at the bottom.
Can't see it.
Yeah,
Is it black again?
Yeah.
It looks like
It's got like the
lighting is
view, like
working.
what you can see.
So that's cool.
Yeah, it's the dynamic lighting.
was working just fine for me anyway.
I didn't want it to work. I wanted
Pictures
it
of,
off.
oh, look at that. That's a cool picture right
That's
there.
really cute.
So that's what you see as you approach.
The tavern keep mentioned the Dusk Elves.
Yes.
Those houses there, Bright, is that, would that be their
What?
dwellings?
What do I know?
The Dusk Elves have a bit of a tragic story that Bright would know.
So they have a bit of a tragic story that I know.
Around 2 centuries ago, they organized and rebelled against Strahd together. And though the details were somewhat lost, more than half of the Dusk Elves were slaughtered by Strahd as punishment. And the Dusk Elves that remain completely covered themselves so that only their eyes could be seen.
Whoa, there's a human inside of Soul.
Yeah, this mask is really uncomfortable. I gotta fix this honestly. It's driving me crazy. It's heavy too.
My immersion.
It's broken. Oh no.
Hey, I'll move like a.
As you drink Sprite in game, my immersion, mine.
You hear that? You hear that?
Uther loves Sprite. It's canon.
Canon.
We
Got
just
good
got
zest.
from the inn, and he got a Sprite to go.
Look, they're out of wine, but they have full carbonated pop the entire time.
Sponsor us.
Yes.
Y'all hear this, right? We're not gonna TPK. Oh,
Oh
no.
no!
Quick, Strahd's dead and we totally won, and the Dusk Elves are happy and they get to rebuild their whole life. Okay, yay! haha.
Yay!
I said it,
So
it's
we're
canon.
all level 20 now.
We're all level 20.
Level 20.
We're all level 20. We're all level 20. We said it 3 times. It's canon. It's Beetlejuice. Okay, we said it. We said that we were level 20 3 times, so it's canon, just like Beetlejuice.
And you're muted.
And you're
Also,
muted,
what-
so you can't
So
stop
we're
us.
level 25 now? Holy shit.
25.
Yeah,
Oh,
each of us
Damn,
get a second
we broke
class.
level cap.
Man.
Good job,
and
us.
Solaire,
Yeah.
just so everyone knows, Solaire has taken over as GM for the rest
Yep.
of the
Yes.
session.
Excellent.
So,
Cool.
Flaming swords for everyone.
Yes. Amazing. Do I have all of the silver that I asked for? Somebody
Oh,
just
man.
came up and gave
I
it.
am made of
Yes,
silver now.
perfect. Uh-huh.
He
Exactly.
is his own silvered weapon.
Yep. I just spent a whole all-nighter with the blacksmithing tools, and all
This
of the
is
Dusk Elves helped me, so I don't actually have a level of exhaustion. So,
This is a G-Stalt game, so we all get to pick a second level?
yeah, exactly.
A second class?
Yeah. You
Yes.
already have 2 classes. You just...
All right,
just
I
go,
just
okay,
picked
boy.
one.
we're
You
back
go.
from the time warp. Everything's good.
Okay.
Is it fixed
We're
now?
done.
Okay.
I think it's fixed.
Sorry.
We're done.
Can everyone hear me?
Yes,
Yep.
sir.
Yeah.
All right. So
One of these days it's gonna work.
I'm sure it will. Positive, in fact. This is what you see as you approach. That's what you know about the Dusk Elves.
Mhm.
And those figures are very obviously Dusk Elves guarding each room. Or each home.
Those would be the Dusk Elves. They, a long time ago, tried to rebel against Strahd, and they did not succeed. And so, this is what they have chosen to do in the exile, basically.
Arabelle jumps off the horse and goes, "I'm home!" and starts running up the hill.
Yes, cousin, you are.
Thank you, Bright. Come on, let's go see Daddy.
Yes. And I will allow myself to be dragged up the hill.
What about the other 2?
I'm gonna motion for the boys to come too. Joey and Sebastian.
Come take this 4th one.
Which 4th one? We're keeping Tobias.
Oh, I think he meant his, like, the baby soul. Just kidding.
With a big baby Uther.
Oh!
As you get up to the top of the hill, where all of the caravans are ringing the top, you see piled outside the wagons are several empty casks, all of which smell like wine. You hear from inside the tent, instead of the sound of dancing, over the sound of the music, you hear the sound of a whip, followed by the howls of a young man.
I'm just gonna pull back on Arabelle. She shouldn't see that.
As you approach the tent itself, you can see 3 fires burning within. And through the haze, there are 6 Vistani passed out in various places along the dead grass. A barely conscious young man hugs the center tent pole, his wrists bound with rope and his back is streaked with blood. An older, larger man in studded leather armor lashes him with a horsewhip, causing him to yell out, "Ah!" And standing in the man's shadow is the person you saw at Mother Ava's camp, Aragorn. "Easy, brother," he says to the whip-wielding brute. "I think Alexei has learned his lesson. Yes?" And Arabelle next to you goes, "Daddy!" and runs toward the big man with the whip. Lavash turns. "My girl, you have made it home!" and kneels down to embrace her. "Alexei, now you will speak. You were the last to see Arabelle. Arabelle, what did Alexei do?" And Arabelle...
Featuring real children.
So cute.
Yeah.
Arabelle whispers something in Lavash's ear. And his demeanor goes from glowing to dark again. So he stands up and walks toward the bound man at the tent pole. He turns and notices all of you. "What are you doing in my camp?"
Is everyone up at the
Returning
top
your
of the hill?
child.
Or just Brett and I?
It's up
Sure,
to you
I
guys.
totally
Did you all
came.
follow? All right,
Yeah.
I'm fine with it.
I follow.
What
Tobias
are
in
you
hand.
doing in my camp?
Returning your child. Cousin.
Cousin. Oh, yes, you are one from Stanimir's caravan, yes?
Yes.
Well, so nice of you to bring the child home.
When
Unfortunately,
not busy, I perhaps have an opportunity for you to have more family members if you are open to that. But you seem to be busy right now. Can we return in a few minutes?
oh, I think it's best if you witness this as well. He stands and cracks his knuckles and turns back to Alexei, the person they were addressing bound to the tent. Aragorn, who you saw at Mother Ava's, outside Mother Ava's tent, looks on with a look of uncertainty on his face. Lavash lifts up Alexei, looks him in the face. Annabelle told me what happened. Or Arabelle told me what happened. She told me you traded her? No, I would never do. And he punches Alexei in the gut. Speak true. We were out of wine. We needed something to chase away this terrible land. This is our home. You serve and you live. I stand by it. You enjoyed the pies as well. I watched you eat as well as everyone else. You did not say where they came. He forces Alexei to his knees and turns around. Lavash says, "My family. This is one who has turned from us. He betrayed family. That cannot stand. That cannot be accepted. That cannot be the way that we survive in this land. He betrayed our trust. He betrayed my daughter. We cannot bear it. I declare that he must be removed." Lavash's arm gets pulled as Aragol walks up to him and says, "Brother, you are being too hasty, yes? You should calm yourself. Allow Alexei to speak. Alexei, you knew that you were in the wrong, yes?" Alexei rises to his feet. "No. I made the trade. I stand by it. This place is awful. It will never get any better. We should not live here. The elves had it right. Strahd is no ruler." Lavash turns, his eyes get huge. "You speak not of what you do not know. We obey or we all suffer."
Well, we don't obey. And
No.
Silence.
You do not interrupt
Guests. He pulls Alexei to his feet. "Will you obey? Will you be in this family or not?" Alexei looks at him and says, "I have done nothing wrong. I did what had to be done. I did what ought to be done. I did. If you had the courage to do, you would as well." And Lavash says, "So be it. Then with a heavy heart, I say what must be said." And he pulls a curved dagger from his...
I'm gonna hold
Ouch.
Leaf back because I'm pretty sure he's gonna try and interrupt, so I'm just gonna put an arm out in front of him.
Good, because Soul steps forward.
yeah, I was just gonna say, you don't have to worry about
out.
Leaf. Leaf is somewhat
You're not
indifferent,
stopping.
but
A 7-foot tall.
Lavash puts a dagger, the tip of the dagger, underneath of Alexei's eye, his left eye. "I declare you." Aragol grabs his arm and says, "Lavash, no. Muerto." And drives the dagger into Alexei's eye, killing him.
Oh.
Letting go of the dagger,
No!
Alexei falls face first onto the tent. And Lavash turns.
I just make sure that the children. I'll make sure Tobias doesn't see it and the nearest kid.
Tobias is too young to remember this.
Really?
Well, I can't. I'm sorry that Uther is a good father.
Okay, I respect you.
take
You're
him
fine.
and battled with zombies.
Yeah, but he doesn't see the gore.
Yeah.
No,
Tobias
no,
is with me for the gore parts. It's fine.
You pulled him out of a flesh sack.
We're not going to relive Tobias' second birth right now. We have murder to attend to. I'm actually going to have yelled that no. I think that's in character.
Lavash turns as some of the drunken Vistani from around wake from their stupor enough to drag the body away. "So, guests, welcome."
That is not what is supposed to happen.
What else would happen?
The man sold his daughter. He deserves.
So he
that.
leaves. He's not
No.
murdered, he leaves.
He is gone, is he not?
We'll
The
handle
problem
it.
is resolved.
And you.
Now, why
weaken
are you
yourself.
here?
If he is your family, it is your matter. We did not come here for interference. But I'm having second thoughts about why we did come here.
If anything, I'm more resolved in the decision that we've made. Clearly, you know how to handle your family and making sure that they stay protected. We came upon some children along with one of your own. They need protection.
They are going to my family, not this one.
They are Barovians. I want nothing of them. I would offer you wine, but alas, we have drank it all. We'll be on the road again and stop by the vineyard for some trade.
I'm now holding both the boys like to me. They're not going with these people. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
You might find the well dry at the vineyard.
We shall have to see then, yes? Would you like to stay for a story?
As long as no one gets stabbed at the end of it.
I like you.
You'll have to pardon my compatriots. They get squeamish when violence is required. He just offers a hand to him. Like it's the handshake.
Reach out and grasp your hand. It takes strength to listen when you are told to listen.
They made a friend.
Oh no. He just keeps getting more validation. Somebody stop him.
I think Soul's giving it up on that. He just remembers back when Uther used to smile.
Oh, that hurts.
Tell
Like 2
me,
days ago.
what brings you to our Lord's land?
Well, we
Some,
came across. Oh, go ahead.
Leaf was gonna say something, but it sort of got
Quiet,
so-
cat. The men are speaking.
Oh.
That was out of character. Hey,
Not everything can be out of character.
Uther just goes, we came across children in the windmill. Yours being one of them. We sought to return them. And we're looking for a place safe for the looking for a safe place for the others.
did he really? Wait, did he really say that to Leaf? Because I
Absolutely.
was saying that out of character. I was intending to say something in response, but I didn't get a chance because I kept getting cut off. But if he just says that to me, like without me even getting a word in, I have something. I have a response.
Yeah, go
to
ahead.
that,
You can
for
jump
We're
sure.
gonna
What?
kill him.
Oh, no, not
Okay,
necessarily.
I know we were kidding, but we're gonna kill him.
So,
I've changed my mind now.
no, it's all good.
I want to kill him.
But but I'll let that other moment pass. But did he actually say that to Leaf?
If
think
Leaf
he did,
starts to say anything while he's talking, then yes, he would.
Oh, I wasn't trying to interrupt him.
Yeah, but he's still gonna be disrespectful to you. Is ultimately what the verdict is.
What Dane means is he's a racist.
No,
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm getting to that. If that's the case,
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. I'm getting to
He's-
that. If that's
Yeah.
the case, then I have a response.
He's
Okay, yeah,
definitely
that-
dismissing you. There's something about him that has embraced Uther and
Yeah.
is dismissing the rest of you and seems fairly...
Oh no.
I mean, he didn't reject Bright, but
But now Bright's definitely rejecting
Yeah,
him.
and what I'm saying, is, it's best for the flow if we just assume that moment happened. So I'm trying to give you space to respond.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So Bright. So okay. So Bright might have needed to hold Leaf back then at that point, but probably not. Leaf is
I'm
pretty
holding
restrained,
children now.
but he's also
Restrain yourself.
Yeah, he's fine. So, but Leaf just kind of like scoffs and says like very loudly. He says, "Oh, so you're a fool and a racist." And he spits on the ground and he walks away.
Yeah.
Like literally spits on the ground at his feet to make it very obvious. Like, if you're not going to respect me, I have no respect for you.
Interesting companion you have with you.
So looks over to the guy who's been in our other camp. I'm bad at names. I apologize.
Yep. Aragol's the other guy.
Yeah, look at Aragol and say, you know,
Aragol.
Your other camp was way more fun than this.
I love how salty we're being.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do what we must, yes.
I did not have my choice of compatriots. If I did, I would be around less machines. And he just laughs with the guy.
Doesn't a machine carry your kid around for you?
Huh?
Doesn't a machine carry your kid around for you?
Yeah.
An interesting group to say the least, yes.
If you're going to tell a story, tell it. Otherwise, we will be on our way.
No, I'm tired now. I'd rather not. In fact, I think it best if everyone go.
Probably not a good one anyway.
You'll have to forgive
Soul has developed sass.
You'll have to forgive my compatriots.
I have to do nothing. Visit again someday. I think we would get along fine.
What did Bright say?
He said, I don't think we want a taste of your forgiveness, and I will just walk and pull the boys away with me.
Yeah, Leaf's already like halfway down the hill.
I've officially adopted Sebastian and Joey now, just so y'all know. We now have 3 children that we're not letting go of.
We're going to walk into Charles Castle with half a kindergarten with us.
Good
I
thing
mean, there is still that
experience
orphanage.
with
We do still have the orphanage.
I'm not
as an
leaving
option.
them in You Should Smile Moreville.
Right.
At least You Should Smile Moreville doesn't call Strahd their lord like this douche.
They'll learn clownery.
Nope.
Yeah,
They're-
clownery.
My parents.
So after
They are going to be the only people I trust to raise children.
after one more like handshake from the predator where it's just muscles for no reason.
Quick, flex for a photo op.
Uther's gonna walk back out. Tobias in hand, and he's gonna rear the horse and bring it to Bright and just go, well, I guess if we're carrying the children, you should put them aboard.
Thank you. That is not how it's supposed to go. You know that, right?
I know that that man's daughter was taken, and he found the person responsible for it. And if I had my way, I would rip the flesh from the person that was responsible for my child being taken from me. And he looks at Arena while he says that.
I mean, but you didn't, though.
Yeah, you kind
You
of
left
like
that witch in the middle of that circle.
You left several.
And you left us with Strahd. So you can't really, say that you would take out the person who did it. She was just, a piece of that process. And there was other people. And you've met other people. And you haven't even done it to them yet. And Ficus is just, trying to make sense of all of this.
Wasn't one about to sacrifice your kid?
Yep.
No, he was too scared.
No,
That
my
wasn't
God,
it.
my God acted unlike yours. Now, if we could continue moving.
So God makes exceptions. Anyway,
Yes.
Strahd's gonna start. I'm sorry, Soul's gonna start heading.
Strahd's here. Oh no.
Uh-oh,
That's
uh-oh,
as bad
baby,
as
you
life
got
is
first.
now.
Dang it.
You
I'm
Soul's
sorry.
the
Nick.
imposter.
The reveal.
10 more weeks before that reveal was going to happen.
Oh no, no.
Soul is just an Iron Man suit for Strahd.
Find the faceplate's just gonna pull out. Strahd steps out. I've been here the whole time.
That's it.
They extra confused why you can cast healing spells. Soul's gonna head towards the church. He's gonna head back there.
Well,
Yeah.
way
Yeah.
before that's gonna happen, so Leaf was on his way down the hill to try talking with the Dusk Elves.
Oh, okay.
And Uther's gonna put the kids on board, and he's just gonna try and tell Bright. Some part of you has to understand why he made the choice he made.
I can understand how a person has no room in his heart for mercies. That doesn't mean I accept it.
I suppose that will do. And he just follows along.
I'll take the horse and start leading it so he doesn't have to hold my kids while I hold his kid. It's fine.
There's a dusk elf
Actually-
outside any of the houses, so any of them are fine. Any
Pick a
particular
generic one.
pick a house.
I mean, he would just walk up to like the most convenient. So
Sure.
the one at
One
the
on the way out.
bottom, yeah, on the bottom there.
Sounds good.
Would there
so,
be a different encounter at a different house?
So
Hmm.
yeah, so-
I would like to talk to every single one of them. No.
right.
I want to try all 6.
No, Leaf will like make his approach very obvious.
Hmm.
Hold up. This house down here has 3 dusk elves. We should go to that one. That one's open. Sorry, I'm peeking on the map that I shouldn't.
Right.
Ignore me.
So yeah, so Leaf will approach, again openly, and see, he's waiting to see if there's a response from this individual.
They're standing there with a spear, and as you get closer, they seem to grip it at attention, but not necessarily threateningly, and just watch as you approach.
May I have a word?
Do you speak Elvish?
Good question. I am not sure that I probably, possibly, maybe do.
I do.
in fact, speak Elvish and Sylvan. So if I know that this is an elf, I would probably start with Elvish.
Okay, that's fine. Even if you spoke in common, the Dusk Elf would respond in Elvish. What do you need?
Yeah, I probably would start in common, and then if he responds in Elvish, then I would switch to Elvish. So, so once he says, "What do you need?" I say, the fool at the top of the hill shunned us, or at least me, and I wish to have words with someone that might be more helpful.
Luvash understands.
What? Who understands?
Luvash,
Lavash.
the big guy at the top. Luvash
Understands what exactly?
This world is not ours. This land is not ours. This land belongs to Strahd. We belong to Strahd. We fall in line. We impress him. We hope not to catch his ill attention. And we live. Luvash understands.
Ah, so you have all accepted that to stand against him is to die. Is that what I hear?
He gestures toward the clouds in the sky above you. The sun does not shine here. We accept that that is the way things are. So we respond in kind. Luvash understands.
So be it. That is not why I have come to you. I need to re-equip myself. My quiver has run low, and where I come from, the elves I am familiar with have made fine arrows for many generations. I hope that perhaps you and your people here at this encampment or village, I'm not sure what you consider it. I was told by those in Vallaki you might have fine arrows.
Lavash approves trade. He would tell me if you are okay to trade with or not. He has not spoken, so I do not trade.
Oh, I see.
He will tell Casimir if you are okay to trade with. Otherwise, we have nothing for you.
So Leaf looks up to the sky, looks out towards the, grass and the forest and nature. He says, so it seems, he's not saying this loudly, it's more to himself. So it seems I've entered a world of dogs. And then he's going to walk back to the other group. To the, his group.
I live for this.
You guys recongregate on your way back to Vallaki?
To be clear, he probably said that as he walked, to himself as he walked away, because he could see he was getting nowhere with this elf. So he sort of resigned himself, probably maybe shook his head just, slightly, turned and started walking towards the others. And that's when he would kind of sort of look around and then say that.
There's no response as you walk away. As you near the western gate of Vallaki, there's not... So the doldrums just occupy the eastern gate, the shanty town that was outside of the gate itself. As you near the gate, there's a pair of guards within that, as they see you approach, they open the gate for you.
Even with all of our terrible, sad faces?
On this side, and you guys haven't been gone very long, and the same guards are on duty and recognize you pass.
And Leaf doesn't look sad. He looks bemused. Mildly irritated.
Bright looks angry.
Fair.
Just resting bitch
Uther
face.
looks a little bit happier, actually. He made a friend.
As
Oh my gosh. Get out of here.
just because you knew it would happen with that comment.
Leaf would definitely strike up a conversation on the way back towards the city, though.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
That's fine. I hope I'm not the only one that found that interaction foul tasting.
So that's not how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, he was pretty terrible.
He did what was necessary.
But he was
Uther,
also racist.
Do you not see that doing what's necessary is not the same as being a terrible person? You can do what's necessary and still be a shit. And you can do what's necessary and be kind and generous.
So do you see this? And I'm pointing to what's around my eyes, which you get to all actually see.
That's awesome.
Uh-huh.
This is what is supposed to happen when someone leaves their tribe.
Then you should probably not have left.
As a sign that they are not family at the moment. But the opportunity is always there for me to go back. If I can show that I am ready to join the family again, I can. There is a chance that I can return.
What did you do, Bright? How did you get that?
There's an opportunity when you grow up to go and see the world and see if you want to live in it or if you want to live with the family. Each of us has to leave and see what the world has to offer. And when we decide, then our chance is final. If we return with the family, we stay. Otherwise, we wander the world alone and no longer Vistani. That's what's been wrong with me. That's why I have been having the bad dreams. I did not get to have those before because I was under the protection of the Vistani. And I'm not anymore. I am just as affected as you, as any other person would be.
I agree
That is
that
what I have lost by leaving, and what I could give up at any time if I choose to go back, but I don't because I believe in a cause, and because I believe that there's more for me to do out here, and that when I am ready and when I am done, I can go back. But it has to be with my heart, and it has to be for the right reasons, and there has to be forgiveness there on both sides.
I agree that in your case, a marking is justified.
That is what should happen, even when there is a wrong. Even if Alexei had sold Arabelle for wine, if he had shown that he wanted to make restitution, he could have. He would have been mocked, and he would have wandered for a while, but he could have returned, and he could have lived a life in peace. But that was taken away from him. He didn't get a chance for redemption. Everyone deserves that chance.
Even Strahd?
You don't think it has been offered to him before?
I think there's points where you can go too far. I think there's some people that need to be put down.
Is every person that person to you?
I haven't decided yet.
Soul walks over and he goes, I'll tell you what. When we take Strahd down, I'll let you ask him if he wants some redemption. And then he just walks away.
Talking to me or to
I'm
Uther?
talking to both of you. I'm like, yep, here you go, buddy. This is what we're going to do. We're going to get Strahd, we're going to knock him out, we're going to put him down. And right before we kill him, we're going to be like, hey, you want to repent? Say sorry? If he says sorry, let him go.
Mm,
Then he just walks away.
So, just so I'm clear, can you describe a little more the marking that Bright has? Is it like a scar? I mean, I see it. But is it a scar or is it like a tattoo or?
she does makeup around her eyes like this every day.
Okay, so it is just like it is literally makeup though.
It is temporary.
Okay.
If
Thank
she
you.
chooses to leave, it becomes permanent in a scar made with a knife.
Ooh.
That's what should have happened. Is he would have gotten the knife mark, and then he would leave.
Okay.
Sorry, he would have gotten the knife mark, and then he would leave. But he could come back if he could show that he had changed and had growth.
I mean, in
It
all
seemed like
fairness,
he
did get the
didn't
knife
have any
mark.
desire for that.
Time does convincing things to us all, and when you spend a little bit of time alone, you start to want a family again. Why do you think I fell in with all of you so easily? Being
I wa-
alone is not good.
I wonder if things are changing. Perhaps the protections the Vistani have known thus far are waxing.
Arabelle was still sleeping soundly. She is still Vistani. She has not yet taken her journey away.
I should have said waning. Waxing is getting bigger. Waning
There.
is getting smaller. Sorry about that. Well, Arabelle is with her father, for better or worse. She is no longer our concern. We have 3 children that we must see to the safety of. Perhaps your family is the better choice. Although, I'm not sure how we can get to them now.
I can try to send word to them.
Speaking of, why did we leave him with Abe up there? He seemed to be everywhere.
Leave them with who up there?
The one guy. I don't care about his name.
Aragon.
That guy. Yeah. What's
Yeah.
up with him? He seems to be everywhere.
He was only visiting Mother Ava to see if he could find anything about Arabelle. Now that he has Arabelle left, I don't think that he's going to be journeying. You're welcome to go back and ask. I'm not going.
Well, guess we don't do anything else. I really want to get rid of these kids. We have too many children. We have too many.
They need to be protected. You would think that you of all people understand protecting the weak.
I do understand protection, and taking them into battle is the opposite of protecting them.
In this,
Oh,
I
she-
agree
Got
wholeheartedly.
everybody to store within the next week.
Let us investigate the temple, just so we have
Options.
some exactly perspective, options, etc.
Yeah, we could use a couple more paladins in the world. Let's go.
I'm leaving them there, but I'm taking them back when I'm going home.
About that time, you guys arrive outside of the orphanage itself. The gate guard on the way by, as Bright has already said that she is nonplussed, does lean over and say,
I am not gonna listen to this.
"Smile more."
My hand gets burst on fire.
And then I just look at him with my face and tell him I'm smiling as much as I can.
This is my happy face.
This is my only face.
Outside of the gate of the temple is the aforementioned rose garden, a line of death proceeding or receding, it seems, from where it once was. You're back where you were a few hours ago. I'd say it's maybe 1 in the afternoon by now.
All right.
Just
So,
gonna enter the temple.
yeah.
As you walk forward, each of you in turn feel, you can't describe it any other way than safer. There is a weight that's lifted from you as you approach the doors. As you see the dead roses to your left and to your right start to become more vibrant and more alive, so too do you feel more vibrant and more alive. Uther, your experience is slightly different. As you begin to approach the temple doors, each step grows heavier. It's as though there's a weight in your chest pulling you down the closer you get. As you pass that threshold of death, we'll call it, the weight's not enough to stop you. It's not enough to slow you. It's not even enough for the others to notice. But it's as though you're wading through deep water. It begins just at your ankles and has risen higher and higher until, as you're standing before the temple doors themselves, it's as though you've been pushing through water as deep as your collarbones. There's a gentle light that bothers your eyes. The only way you can describe it is you feel like you're a burden to this place.
I would pray that we find whatever it is that we need to find from here and leave quickly. It is rather unpleasant.
Really?
Really?
Like it says as she goes and like picks one of the roses that had like fallen off and was kind of just like actually dead because it's not connected to anything. She'll just grab it, druid craft around it, and just
Aw.
hand it to Uther. Be like, I think this place is really nice. And then she just walks inside.
I'm gonna take a look at Toby. Like, how's Tobias looking? Does he dig this place?
He seems content. At the closer you got to the door, the happier he got, the more he giggled. The children, too, seemed to have their spirits lifted just by getting closer to the doors.
Yeah, Uther's gonna look at Tobias and then look at the kids. And there's gonna be a very furrowed brow, like he's doing some thinking right now.
I
Oh,
want
man.
y'all to know that my fingernails actually cut my palm open from clenching so hard.
Oh dear.
Isn't it?
Careful.
I've read that in books, but never seen that happen.
I'm too in character. Ow. I hurt.
I'm sorry.
Has Bright relaxed at all as we've gotten up towards the temple, or
Yeah,
she's
have I chilled out? I don't
But
think
I mean, it's up to you how you react to the feeling. But all of you feel safer. You feel lighter. You feel.
I'm probably more resentful of that fact.
Cell feels invincible. Like, this is good. It's been a while since you felt this good.
It's as I suspected, Solaire. This is a holy place.
Then what? Have we found anyone who works here yet? Like a priest or anybody I recognize?
We haven't.
As soon as you open the doors, you see a temple laid out exactly like the Barovian temple, except there's the 4 rooms that are on either side of you. It is immaculate. Instead of an altar, there is what appears to be a table with a glass case of some kind over it, and a door on the other side. So rather than just being the simple temple, there's this door straight in front of you, the small rooms to your right and to your left. And as you open the doors, you can see at that, where the altar would be, at that case, there's a woman with graying brown hair pulled up in a tight bun. She glances at you as the doors open, pauses to say a few words to someone that's this young man sweeping around the case itself. He looks up at you and takes his broom and leaves through that back door. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Sister Claudia Belasco, headmistress here. What brings you to St. Andrew's?
Soul approaches, does a bow, and he just graciously says, I am Soul of Lathander. Me and my friends have come seeking a small respite and a bit of wisdom.
Well, I'm certainly blessed by your presence, Soul. A fine figure you cut.
Why, thank you.
So,
Oh, go.
I apologize for the mess. She gestures toward the case, and the case, especially as you get closer to it, it's been broken. There's nothing within, but the glass on the top has been shattered. I apologize, brother. We had an incident last night. Could I have a word with you in my office, if you wouldn't mind?
Of course, of course.
She gestures to the rest of you, and her eyes in turn settle on each of you, looking especially toward the children that you brought with you.
I have
And
hands on shoulders for mine.
and pauses for a noticeable moment, at least to Uther, on him.
Just
You're,
got Tobias in my head.
Your friends can make themselves comfortable here. Friends, I'm Sister Belasco. Please sit, enjoy. There's some cool drink off in the corner. She gestures toward like this water cooler sitting on a table off to the side. Please just sit, relax, give me a moment with my brother here, and
Yes, guys.
I'll be happy
drink
to.
the best water. It'll be best. Trust me. Better than anything at that end.
I go and settled.
As I watch them walk away, I want to sneakily go behind them and get right outside the door and listen as well as I can.
Proud of you.
Yep. So just like the temple at, in fact, I'll toss you in the temple so it'll help with the visuals.
Mhm.
I go priests.
Oh,
Yeah, you may recognize this layout.
would we all see
Priests.
Fig
Uther's come.
kind of sneaking away to get a listen?
Well, what I was gonna say is she's actually walking toward all of you. So
Yeah, so
her
I
and
guess I'll
Solo-
like just wait until she goes in then, and then quietly go to the door to listen.
Sure. As the two of them enter this second door on the right.
Straight on till morning.
Leaf would let you all know he's going to be outside with the like flowers and enjoying the greenery on the grounds.
As soon as Fig goes to make her move to kind of sneak and listen to what Soul's doing, he's just gonna tap her on the shoulder, say some words, and then cast guidance on her.
Yeah.
Please be sure to share.
Okay.
I love this.
So we will hold off on how that
Oh.
goes, and we
Okay.
will go into the office itself. Soul, she escorts you in, and the office is very plain, very Spartan. There's no decoration beyond of what you would recognize as a very old version of a holy symbol of Lathander. There's a desk on one side that is clean. There's nothing upon it at all. She closes the door behind you and invites you to sit at a chair over at the corner. As she turns, her hair falls out of the bun, and her height begins to increase.
It's the witch.
Her, rather than brown streaked in gray, it falls over her shoulder in this cascading platinum blonde. Her features smooth and grow more fair. Two wings extend from her shoulder blades, covered in feathers, but one of them is crooked. The feathers are missing in places. It seems as though it was hurt at some point. Her simple habit that she was wearing starts to fall away, where there's only a single sash across her chest. And she turns to you. Says, "It is so good." Her voice echoes across the room. So good to see one of Lathander's beloved. And this echoing, it's not something that you hear, it's something that you feel within you. Brother, you have come at a beautiful time. My dear friend's relics have been stolen. Her bones were removed from that case, and I cannot seek them. It is taking all of my strength to maintain the wards that protect the children here, that protect the life here. Tell me, brother, what brings you to this land?
Okay. Well, when Soul saw her turn angelic, he basically got on one knee in reverence. And looking up at her, he says, "You honor me. I am here for the same reason that you are. I am here to protect just not the children of this city, but this entire land. I have come for the master's head. Yet last night proved I was not strong enough. I want to help, but I need guidance."
I know much about not having the strength you desire. Let me tell you how I came to this land. For centuries, this land knew only darkness. Andrels and I came to bring what light we could. We were close. We came equipped. We came ready. But our hand was forced. You see, from the beginning, Andrels and I wanted to save the children of this land. But there were two that were taken. Their names were Rose and thorn. The garden is in memory of them, to remind me of what forced me to act before I was ready. Andrels and I did what we could to stand against Strahd in the wake of that tragedy. But we didn't take the time to prepare. We underestimated Strahd's reach, his power, his might. And Andrel was slain. And I was cast down. Now it takes all that I am to keep this small place safe. We tried to bring the light to this world. I used her bones to sanctify a small sliver of the land. If the right people come along, perhaps we can save the rest.
Soul looks and he contemplates for a moment. He says, "Thine angel, let me be your champion. For we both want the same thing. Tell me what is missing out of that case so that I may help you maintain your strength. And then guide me in a way to prepare to take down that demon."
We need the relics returned. Once they're returned, we can secure this place again, and I can help you find what was stolen long ago. I cannot investigate it. I am doing all I can to maintain what's left. There was a witness to it, at least allegedly. A shy girl by the name of Yeshka. She recently, I mean today was her first day, took a job at the Potrovich house. She's one of the maids there now. She was up all night last night, anxious about her new job, and I know that she must have witnessed what happened, but she would not speak to me, and I cannot leave the grounds to speak to her. Start there, and we shall see where this trail leads.
My lady, may I ask what has actually been stolen? What am I searching for? The relic I seek.
It is the bones of St. Andrels herself, kept here and consecrated to protect this place. They need returned.
I don't know. Yep, you're done. I'm a paladin of the light. I'm a child of the light. And with my companions, whether they like it or not, they will help me bring the light.
As for the rest of you, Ficus, go ahead and roll me a perception check with, I think guidance is advantage, isn't it?
No, it's a
A
D4.
D4.
A D4, okay.
I would like to just point out the beautiful parallels that we have from the beginning of the campaign of we adopted some boys and now we're going to drag some bones around.
Saint,
I do like
is it
bones.
Saint Andrels with an S?
Andrels,
like
yes.
Andrals?
Yes.
Thank
That
you.
is a 27 to eavesdrop.
Yeah.
27 to eavesdrop.
So
She is
you also
in the
met
room.
God.
You very, very clearly heard Soul's entire half of that conversation.
Oh.
Mm.
And that is where we will end for the evening.
Can you please tell me the maid who we're supposed to talk to's name again, please, before we say
Yes.
goodnight? Thank you.
Well, we're going to stick around for a little bit of chit chat after for our comments, questions, concerns, conundrums, and qualms, and also to clear up a few of the names that got tossed around so that everyone knows what they'll be looking for.
And feel
Oh,
free
boy.
to, add your own thoughts or whatever notes to the loot boot, because it'll help us all, I think, if we have sort of a... Yes, yours are fantastic. It's just nice that we can share them and check them quickly.
I can't help but feel
I can't
like
read your notes.
Soul was talking about somebody in particular about whether his compatriots like it or not.
Yeah. Perhaps.
It's Soul had a lot of thinking last night. We'll talk about that.
We've all had a lot of thinking.
Like so grew from that loss to the Hags.
Nice.
It was an unexpected way.
There's a moment in here that kind of fucked up everything in Uther's headspace. Like, it was a very real moment. Like, am I the baddie?
You finally had that moment.
I
Good.
think the conscience was like a fucking lawnmower where it's like like we get to the temple, it's like
Which moment was that, Uther?
it wasn't we'll talk about it.
I feel as if we were sitting at a table, we all would have stared at you, and I believe all of us were staring at your.
Oh, we
photo.
were.
Oh yeah. When that happened.
It's not even the fact that he feels bad. It's the fact that Toby's so happy. It's like, wait, shit.
I agree with him, Toby.
God damn it.
So I will say real quick, just for people in chat, if you have any questions, if you have anything you want to ask, feel free. We're going to spend a few minutes decompressing, talking about what happened, what we wish happened, what went well, what went poorly, all of that, what our characters are thinking, what we might go from here. So I want to remind you in chat of that, and also remind you that if you don't stick around, we are going to be on TPK Roleplay next session, which is in 2 weeks, but we'll be here for the next probably 10 or 15 minutes or so before we shut down for the night. So yes, both sides of that were very intentional, and at first, I had to set up you guys going either to the orphanage, or to the Vistani, and I didn't know which one you were going to go to first. So there were questions on my end of which way to mess with Uther's head. And it actually worked out so very nicely that you go to the Vistani first, because it's Uther finding that friend that thinks the way he does, and it couldn't be more clear that this dude is off in his own thing. I mean, just
Yeah, Uther still likes him. He's not that bad a dude.
Or at least.
I hate it.
Yeah, I think when we met that guy, like after the interaction, I think for Ficus, once he had that interaction with Leaf, she was like, how do I mold Earth fast enough to bury this man alive? Because she was just like she was already suspicious when they were very like, we serve the Lord of the Land in their chats and stuff like that. She's like, oh, they serve Strahd, whereas like the Vistani in the past like have been like, careful what you say, like we're not gonna say one way or another, whereas this guy was like, this is the Lord of the Land. I was like, fuck you, dude. And then he had to when he said that to Leaf,
Yep.
I was mad for like a solid 40 minutes there, and I was like, I don't even know how to articulate how I'm feeling right now.
Same.
I did only intend for him to only show appreciation toward Uther because of Uther's "you're an awesome guy" thing. So for it to come across as just and then
Congrats. You're really good at being an asshole.
Thank you. He did say that he didn't want the kids because they're Barovians, which is all tied to his obedience.
Yeah, that's fine.
So
before that,
there's
Leaf didn't necessarily have any judgment about the justice that he was meting out to Leaf. That was very much like an internal affair, kind of like, we don't really know what we have just come across. And it's not like that person was like begging for mercy and screaming for help. And you know what I mean? It was like they were pretty much accepting of their fate. So that didn't bother Leaf at all. But like Courtney just said, when he said that about the kids, that was like, oh, wait a minute, what's going on here? And then when he just outright insult, first he cut Leaf off, which is fine, okay, whatever, because Leaf was obviously interrupting him on his little monologue, so fine, turnabout's fair play. But then when he was like just blatantly racist, it's like, oh no, we're not gonna stay here. This is terrible.
I was really hoping we would get to ditch the kids because I didn't care about the kids. And then as soon as this happened, and I was like, oh, so the kids could go here, or I could adopt them right now. I went with I'm going to adopt them right now. So now we're going to just have to haul 3 children around. Sorry, everyone, but we're gonna.
Oh, goodness. Somebody got...
yeah.
It's going to happen.
There.
It was like popped up in my bubble. Like it was like, do this.
Oops.
And like the first time I typed, it did it. And I was like, what the fuck is this?
No
yeah, there is a disadvantage that I'm sitting on that apparently I could give to anyone because I didn't spend points ever.
I was actually gonna say we might be down 1 kid if depending on the next couple of things that happen.
Don't you dare touch my sons. I'm not touching your son. Don't touch my sons.
I'm
I
talking
think
about
that's
Toby.
what he meant, is that he might
I
end
think
up
that's what
leaving
he
Tobias
meant.
with this temple.
Ooh.
Yeah, when he saw everything that was going down, like if it weren't for her like snagging Soul, Uther was gonna try and snag her first because it's just like I think the question that he has in his head now is like, I know, like I've crossed the line. How far gone am I? Am I too far gone to keep Toby? Like, because I don't think the idea that he can stop is one that's in his head. It's just, okay, I understand that, I've chosen the road. How much longer do I have before I'm poisoned to this kid?
That makes me feel better
Interesting.
about leaving a kid then, because if you leave Toby, then I'll be like, I can convince Uther to come back and get Toby when this is all over, and then I can get my kids as well. So if we both leave our kids, then he has to come back and we can save him.
So I need to make it clear. Uther has officially made up his mind. And the decision that he's come across is that this place is too weak to not have a leader.
The group is, or this
For
land?
this country.
Barovia.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
Yep.
Interesting.
Should have said.
So he wants to unite them as one tribe now.
We
That
needed.
is, that's kind of
we needed-
cool.
I can't wait for us to like kill
Wait,
Strahd,
what's
and
Rob
then
saying? I kind of lost. Sorry.
Should have
if-
waited
Go back.
until he killed Strahd, and then he tried to usurp the throne.
yeah, I was gonna say I can't wait until all of us are like,
Oh, no.
sweet, we killed
We
Strahd,
lost
the
our
end,
GM.
and then we have to have a second like post battle because we are gonna have to kill Uther as soon as we kill Strahd. Like I really
Chat
think that's where it's gonna
saying
end.
also on the asshole point, I think lines were crossed that even my most evil character would never have crossed. I don't think Uther has been that bad.
No.
No,
I was calling Dane an
definitely not.
asshole
Oh,
with the whole
Okay.
"you should smile more."
Yeah, man.
Great.
That's
I like this.
that's
I
just
like
the
this place.
phrase that you're being an
Oh.
asshole.
I like this place.
Our GM will be back in a moment here. He lost the connection, but he's reloading, so be patient. But in the meantime, oh, here he is already.
Yeah, 'cause-
I really want to commend you, Noir, because I'm really enjoying this like roller coaster ride that we're seeing Uther take, and I really appreciate that you share a bunch of the sort of inner, the inner workings of his mind. It's really fascinating to see it.
Thank you. Like I mean, I love bouncing off of everything that everybody else is setting up, and Sol and Uther have had this battle of light versus dark thing going for a little bit, and there's a part of me that's just like, Sol is getting sassier and kind of a little bit meaner.
A little bit, yeah.
And I feel like that's a little bit of Uther rubbing off.
No, you were like corrosive when we first met, and then you just turned into a dick. Sol kind of had like a little epiphany last night that he was sliding and becoming like you now. And I think with Sol, like I said, the point of happy is that to him, these are just happy people. Like, even if it's sports, at least they're trying. Like, it's an attempt compared to everybody else here with this, beetle cakes lady from the other town over, and everyone else being all droopy and emo. So he's like, he likes this. Like, and with Uther, I feel we've gotten to the point where it's like, you know what? He's gonna be an asshole, so just be an asshole back. So
Yeah.
I don't have to confront him directly, like, yeah, I'm gonna kill who I want and do what I want, and blah, 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 you're gonna die. I'm like, you know what? I'll just remind him how much that everyone else thinks he's a dick. So
But I mean, in doing that, it's kind of like reinforcing in Uther's head, like, I'm really the only one I have, and everybody around me is just kind of temporary. Like, it's kind of bringing into his head, like my only real clan is dead. Like,
no, we're your clan.
Uther was literally the first one to declare us a clan.
yeah,
Like, I want the record to show that.
yeah, he changed his mind.
You don't get to change your mind about family.
No, it doesn't work that way.
Like,
That's why I'm annoying you instead of fighting you.
Like,
Because-
that's why Bright was being so angsty this episode, was because, like, there should be chance for redemption. Uther, I'm telling you, there is chance for you to turn around.
I literally said, does anyone else miss the Uther from 3 days ago?
The Uther that smiles, that one stung. I was
That
like,
was
yeah, that got
oh.
That one was awesome. It's like the only time Uther has even smirked since a few days ago was when something like terrible had just happened. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't
I mean,
like that.
This
I
place
want
is
old
fully.
Uther.
This place has fully gotten to him. Like,
yep.
he's done. Like, when Bright was like, can't you see how can't you see how not being able to have mercy for somebody is bad? Uther, he actually was just like, hold on, let me think. No, he should die immedially. Like, if you cross me, you fucking die. Does that not make sense?
That was when I wanted like there was a moment there where Leaf would have said something, and it was essentially to the effect of like that forgiveness is actually strength, and that there's something along those lines. I had a very clear in my mind at the moment, but it was like, because of the sort of pacing of it, all of that, it sort of passed, which is fine. But that was a really interesting moment in Leaf's perspective.
I mean, and the thing is, like, Fig and the rest of you offered up a very potent argument, which is, when he says, if somebody took Tobias, I would want to tear them apart too, and everybody's like, well, you didn't.
Yeah,
It's inside Uther's head. Like, if you could see, it's just him sitting on Strahd's throne, executing everybody involved with taking Toby. Like, that has been his happy place for the last couple of days. It's just like, but you did kill him. It's like, yeah, my God had a plan, and the plan is
Kill him later.
I'm just gonna say that when I was reviewing, because every time before we start a campaign, well, a session, I go back to my fortune to look at something and say, like, okay, shall I look out for the hint of this? And what's funny enough, it's part of the fortune, but that's my motivation towards my relationship with Uther. I'm going to drop it right here in the chat so chat can see it. But simply says, disappointment and forgiveness are harsh colors, but when used together, they may paint a glorious picture. That is
That's
literally
beautiful.
how she said it like 2 months ago.
That is beautiful.
And that is literally how I feel. Like Soul treats Uther. Like he wants first day Uther back so bad.
It ain't coming.
It ain't happening.
Yeah.
Uther's gone. No, but no, actually he's not. But he's close. And like, I don't know. Like, I think visually seeing what happened, like seeing what just a rough version of what it must be like to be around him. Like this look, like his eyes go dead black every time he uses magic and rages now, and he's just like this giant lurking soulless thing like most of the time now. And it's I don't know. I think I'm just having fun because he is he's a simple dude. I feel like Barovia is just eating at him easier because it's so cut and dry. If something's either alive or dead, and if it's on the wrong side of my temper, it's dead.
Oh no, we're all having fun. I think Soul is going to try to bring Uther back through sass. That's basically.
I mean,
Bring
I
him
have
back
it
through sass. Is that what you said?
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I have it power bombed something since session 2.
exactly.
I know.
You
The
haven't thrown a
abandoning-
longsword in so long.
Huh? The abandonment of wrestling moves was the death of Uther.
I got to bring back grappling and like remember who you are.
Remember.
Solaire off the top ropes is what's gonna do it.
Remember who you are, Powerbomb.
Just see Solaire jumping off a balcony doing one of these, like, remember. It was
That
like,
will be a
oh my
beautiful
god,
moment. I
What
want
have
that
I
so
become?
bad.
It's like everybody talks about their great story arcs with their characters, and like what's the climax where you know the arc is complete? And for Noir with Uther, it's like when the robot does a top rope people's elbow.
When I
That's
got
awesome.
suplexed by a robot. That's what it
As-
is.
Oh, not to plant any terrible seeds, as Soul sacrifices himself to pile drive Strahd off of the castle wall.
Oh man, I'm here for that. Hey,
So badass.
Dane, though, compliments, man. I really, just kudos for giving us the kind of pushback with that Vistani. He was intense, and I loved
Yeah, thanks.
it.
I hate it.
Yeah, totally. It's like love it, hate it, love to hate it. It was terrible, and I loved it.
Also, just like, good job on doing so well of being an asshole. And are you okay after having to be that mean?
No, I'm fine. It was
Because like being that mean to my players is exhausting in my home game. So like, are you okay too?
well, the thing that I worry about and that I try and keep an eye on is, oh God, did I say something that's actually going to bother somebody?
I mean, look, I was
are
very
they
bothered by the
remembering
"You
too
should
that-
smile mores," but that was the point.
If you didn't put up an X for the cat remark, I was just gonna let it slide. So
I mean, but that was
The-
perfect because, like,
Yeah.
Leaf, I imagine that it's not the first time he's been faced with racism of that. Like
Oh,
people
yeah.
looking at him as an alien or something like that, right? It's not the first time, so it was almost more of him just like, you're pathetic, and I have no time for you. That was really where Leaf was at. It wasn't anger or like, like he wanted to push back against the guy. It was, and that's why I told him. I said, that's why we said it. you're a fool, and and whatnot. It's like that's how Leaf saw him. It's like, you're pathetic, and I'm out of here. And the only reason he was like to spit like that was literally just to make the point of like, this is how pathetic you are. Maybe you'll understand this kind of gesture.
Mm-hmm.
Something Ficus
another way he
became
could have
really
done it
aware
would have
of.
been a slap across the face, but he wasn't trying. He wasn't like trying to incite him to, like to get him to fight. It was more of just like, oh, you're that kind of person. Maybe you'll understand this. Like you're beneath. You think you're gonna treat me as if I'm beneath you. You know what? You're actually proving that you're. If anyone was beneath anyone, and I'm doing the air quotes, you'd actually just prove that you're beneath me. Here's a sign that that's what I think.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I think that or Leaf thinks that, but that was sort of what he was trying to imply through that action.
Court, what were you gonna say?
I think something like once they finally went to an inn, because they went to one other inn previously, but I think like it was finally at this inn where she kind of like really sat down and like looked around and realized just how weird her group was, because she is the only non-monstrous race like within the party. I mean, by like definition of D&D races,
that's
like
totally true.
elves, dwarves, humans, halflings
Yeah.
are like the 4 humany types, and then from there it gets expanded upon. Whether they're born
Also,
of metal,
I like-
whether they're
I
born
like
of
that
a
it's so
genie.
apparent when we all are actually like dressed up. And
Yeah,
stuff.
I think that
Oh,
that
wow.
helped a lot when I saw that I was like the only person that looked like
Didn't
myself.
have to paint your face.
Didn't have to paint my face at all. And I was just like, oh shit. Like we probably look really fucking weird as we're walking
I
around.
am a freaking
Yeah,
cat
they made-
person. Yeah, that's
They made
strange.
such.
And he's
My
a
head is on
man.
fire.
We got
Yeah, I'm like, I
We-
just didn't really
you're
think much
Dorothy
about
is
it
what you're
prior.
trying to say, right?
Oh
What?
gosh, you are.
You're Dorothy.
from
I
the Wizard of
am.
Oz.
You're Dorothy. We've got the Tin Man. We've got the Lion. We've got the Scarecrow and Toto. No, that's not.
I don't
No.
know which one of us you're calling the Scarecrow and which one you're calling Toto, but either
That's
way,
what
that's
I'm trying
insulting.
to figure out. I don't know.
I do have a question, and we'll start wrapping up this part of our chit chat. So one of the things I love doing as a DM is when you guys send stuff my way, I like to send things back so that there's room in the story for stuff. Court sent me a bunch of stuff about Ficus recently, so I'm looking at that, how to do some things with that.
God,
Soul
we
and
need
I
more
have-
Ficus.
Soul and I have conversations about stuff like that on occasion. This is what's going on. This is the stuff, for you to keep an eye on. I've been trying to build storylines for each character. Everything that has revolved around Tobias with Uther, working on a little bit of things with Gregory, and then Nif. I dumped a huge.
I just get info dumps every week. It's the
Love
best.
it.
Nif loves info dumps. I know she loves info dumps, so I don't feel bad about sending her like 8 paragraphs of something. So
It's the best.
Every
Also-
needs a lore master.
It's very fun. Also, I really love that apparently my type of character that I like to play is every character that has to get info dumps weekly.
Yep.
Because we're planning for the next game that Dane is gonna GM and that I'm in, and it's also a character that gets info dumps. So it's like,
Nice.
this is my love language. It's just made up facts about the world.
Niffer
me
likes
the
playing
stories.
locals. It's really hard. to figure
Niffer
out
likes
how to
playing nerds.
nerd locals. So one of the question that I had is, so I sent you that description of how a Vistani execution works.
Yeah.
And then
You caught me so off guard because I was like, guys, this is gonna be fine. We're just gonna cut somebody's face and it's fine. And like, I was very comfortable and
That's a
like,
little-
I know how it's gonna go. And then it didn't.
Well, Leaf has this question. I don't know if it's Gregory or Leaf. Is this question about like, okay, well, are the Vistani souls trapped here, or did
Nope.
that dude just like really die?
Oh, he did.
Yeah, that's what.
so
I'm
the
sort of
For
left
what
with
it's
that
worth, Uther
lingering-
preferred the way it went.
Yeah, of course you did.
No,
You're a
no,
murder hobo.
and that's what worked so beautifully with the
It did.
direction Uther's going and what's going on, because it's more of this bright going, guys, it's fine, let's just let this, oh shit, and then Uther's like, oh shit. I mean,
Yeah.
Everyone just varying degrees of comfort in each scene, and it's going either way, depending on depending on what's going on.
Yep.
So kind of the question I had for Nif as a player is knowing how it's supposed to go
Yeah.
and seeing it not go that
really
way.
cool.
How do you interact with that with everyone else who, I mean, like Uther, who loves it because it's supposed to go that way, Leaf, who basically said, oh, this is a local issue, I mean, it's an execution, sure, we don't know the details, he wasn't begging for help, we're not going to get involved. How do you see yourself in the middle of all that? Because you're like, you have the this is the way, and this is not
This is the way.
Yeah.
My boy.
9 more days.
You know,
So how does that
it
feel?
I
to be in that
go,
position?
he goes.
Yeah. No, guys, we are the cast of The Mandalorian, though. Like,
Pretty close.
Who's the Mandalorian, Bright?
I mean, okay, each of us is kind of half of 2 characters on this show. It's pretty great. I'll get into that after this because I want to not forget the question. The way that she phrased it to Uther's question of like, you know, I can accept what he did, but I won't, or I can acknowledge what he did, but I can't accept it, or something. I forget what I actually said, but kind of just like the premise of like, you can acknowledge that everyone else has different viewpoints and you can respect that, but you still have to follow your own at the end of the day. And that's kind of what she's been doing this whole time, is like, look, Uther's more stabby than I would like, but this is what he does, and he's part of the family, so we go with it. And, you know, like, everybody has different strengths that they bring to the family, and that's how her other family was, like the Vistani. That's how it is like, you mind your own business, and you protect each other, and that's, everyone goes with that. And if you're not protecting the family, you leave the family, which is what she was expecting. And then he got stabbed. And so it was a lot of the unintelligible screaming in my head, I'll admit. But also just kind of like, that is what they've decided to do, and that's not what we're gonna do, so we're gonna leave. And then that's fine now, I guess. Like, it wasn't right, but we're not gonna change them, clearly. So I don't know. There's a lot of like her trying to make her own Vistani out of you all. I want you all to know.
I kind of got a feeling that that's what was happening. I have to say, Uther was very confused because it was just a matter of, we're gonna bring the kids to the Vistani, you know, because that's where they're gonna be safest. And then we get there, and then he sees like, you fucking killed my daughter, so I'm gonna fucking stab you. And then he stabs the guy, and then Uther's like, oh, you were right, this is the safest place for the kids. And then all of a sudden everybody's like, no.
I'm surprised they didn't leave your kid there. Like, yeah, you know what? I like you.
You got this. You're in charge of life.
Hey, I got a little boy, you got a little girl. Let's see each other in about, what, 10, 15 years? Like...
Uther is not gonna make the assumption that Toby is gonna want to date a young woman.
Oh, woke dad.
Hey, Noir and Rob, can you guys do me a quick favor? Would you put the mask and like, did you have like some kind of a jacket or something on?
The cloak.
Oh yeah, I had the cloak.
Oh, are you gonna screenshot?
Yeah, I want to do a quick screenshot real quick. My son asked me, so I'd be I'd be a jerk if I didn't. So
I really wish that I had the like eye blackener thing that Noir has, because Bright's eyes are also solid black all the time, which is very fun. Yeah,
right.
Bright's eyes are solid black.
Yes,
She's not a tiefling, she's a fire genasi.
Well, we know.
But like, her eyes look like burning coals. Like, there's sort of a faint orange where the pupil is, but it's all
awesome.
black.
Awesome. Okay. All right. So give me. I'm gonna do two. I want to do 2 screenshots
we-
real quick.
Are we smiling or
Let me
are we
look.
in character?
You know. Yes. When everybody's set. Okay. Wait.
I don't know how to live with hair. I'm a bald
Take your
dude.
time.
All right.
This is not a rush. All right. Ready? Everybody ready? Set? Okay. 1, 2. All right. Here's the first one. Let me. All right. I got canvas. Save that. Oh no! Damn it! Because I was looking at the freaking. All right. One more time. 1, 2. Everybody, look at your camera. 1, 2, 3. Let's try that here. That's much better. Oh yeah, that's a real good one. Let me
Yeah.
save that. And
yeah.
well, I'm gonna do one more in a sec. Please be patient. You guys are the best.
Reapply lipstick
Simply
while we're
the
being edgy.
best. Speaking of edgy, I also purchased a dagger, and my roommate's asking what the fuck
Yeah,
is
you
wrong with
did.
me.
Oh, that's.
But I was
show
like-
me that on this next screenshot.
Yeah, get them props.
Yes,
All
it's
right, here we
actually
go.
like
Everybody's ready for a second. Love that prop. Show me. Oh, that's it. That's it. I can see it perfect. Give me that shine. Beautiful. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Ah, you all, they're the best.
I wish I could get a robot dog. I do have a doll that I can wrap up in a
Do this.
scarf for
We're gonna do the other
props
one.
for Toby.
All right, let me do one more. Sorry. I know.
Can I
Oh,
grab my
Mom.
axe?
I suck. I know. The knife.
Stop taking prom photos.
Here we go. 1,
this is the prom.
1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Away.
I
That's the
think
one.
that is it for this evening. So we are going to pull the
Woo!
plug on the stream. We want to thank everyone for joining us on this pre-spooky eve.
Oh shit! I
will,
forgot we were live still.
So
Yes, we are for the last few moments. Here we go.
Yeah,
so
and
this
then we'll see
is-
everybody on TPK next time.
In 2 weeks, we will see you on TPK Roleplay, where we
We'll see you
will
on
pick
TikTok.
up exactly where we left off with a little bit more of a detailed description
PvP.
of what has happened.
That's what's happening. PvP is happening next.
We start with a fight, the game falls apart, we're never invited on TPK again.
I'm already in 3 games on there. You can't get rid of me.
I know, you all dove in deep, I love it. So that is
Oh yeah,
it.
hey everybody! Next Monday we're finishing an Aliens RPG one shot for Halloween, so you should come over to TPK Roleplay for that. I forgot that I was in that.
I would, but I run a game. Sorry.
Ah well.
Well, that is us for this evening. Thank you so very much for hanging out with us, asking questions. We've enjoyed having some fun, and until we see you in 2 weeks, be good.
Bye. Oh yeah.